What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. I'm back for the first time in quite a while. Actually, did this on purpose. I figure,
Mo's here.
Yeah, of course. I can't do an NFL draft show without Molo Cup. But we're here again for the second straight year. Last year was definitely a lot of fun covering the draft, the entire first round, just as not only for me personally, but this is the only chance that really us as a network really get to get together where most of us are here and we all get to interact. So it's definitely something that I look forward to personally, year in and year out, and I look forward to the next, however many years we do this, we're able to do this. But without further ado, got my co-host, rocking the enemy today as always, our guy Mo.
Yo, what's going on, bro? Been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Cruise Island is back. It's been a long minute.
yeah, it definitely has. I mean, you know how it is. You know how work is. But and then got my other guy, of course, the Podfather himself, Mr. Jeff. How's it going? How's Hunt Manor over there treating you? And
it's awesome, man. Every time I get to be on with the OGs, I get so excited. I like you two are one of the reasons I kept doing this business and kept moving forward. And now I get to work with you. It's sublime. I can't wait. And I can't wait to see how upset Mo gets when Dallas drafts a great player. He's
when
gonna
Dallas
be so
drafts
mad.
a rookie of the year again. Yeah.
Dude, that dude right beside him. Be a nice pick.
Which one?
Oh, yeah. My bad. To Mo's. Hold on. He's turned around to Mo's left.
London or Wyatt?
Red jersey.
Oh, I'd take Wyatt. I'd be good with that. Yeah. Honestly, I think just I don't want to make this so Dallas, but when I look at what Dallas needs, I mean, we could use the offensive line. So like I'm open to offensive line. But y'all know me. I'm fancy. I like the skill positions. And I know I shouldn't have been upset about the Michael Parsons pick, but I had my head like so set on DB. So not getting a DB, not getting JC Horner, Patrick Surtain was very disappointing. But obviously that turned out to be the choice of all choices. So, I mean, Dallas drafts well. So it's like, I guess I should never be upset at a first round pick. Our first round picks pan out pretty well. Most of them remain with the team for a while. I can't really think of the first. I guess Taco Charlton was probably the last one. So I'm open to it. I think we'll go O-line if there's a receiver there that you can't pass up. I think we'll pull a CD Lamb again, but I'm pretty open. I think there's a lot of impact players, to hear that this is a weak draft. I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel like there's a lot of impact players, but because of the quarterbacks, I think it's because there's not really strong quarterback play. Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, this is a bad draft because last year we were spoiled with the overhype of like Zach Wilson. And then, we had Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, even Trey Lance. I think there was a little bit overhype there. They both could very well be pretty good pros, but to be 5 deep at quarterback that you think are 5 superstars, we know only 1 or 2 are going to hit anyway. But to kind of average quarterback play in this draft, I think is the issue and why everybody's overlooking all the other talent because we might see a top 10 with no quarterback taken.
We might. But real quick before we get into that, got to bring on our other guy, the guy up north. Not necessarily the up north that Mo and Jeff they don't like, but our resident Maple Syrup Land representative.
Kenneth in the house.
Kenneth, how's it going?
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's always a blast when you're on.
I figured it was. No, I'm super excited for the draft. It's not because I put too much money on how these teams are going to draft players, but definitely excited for tonight.
Well, let's talk about it, Kenneth. Since we got you here, you're the gambling guru. What's some of the best picks before this gets started here?
I mean,
or best bets.
Degenerate bets is what some people call me. I appreciate gambling guru. I might go with that one moving forward. Makes me feel better about myself. But
that's what I do, man.
So I got this one early in the day. It was Walker and Hutchinson going 1-2. Walker's heavy favorite. He's like minus 435 to go 1. And then Hutchinson's minus 223. You parlay those and it's plus 115. So you get some plus money just if those two end up going. I also did one of Hutchinson over 1.5. So as long as he doesn't go first overall, then I'm good. And then Stingley, the corner, under 7.5 would be his pick. I've been seeing a lot of whoever goes at 3 out of the corners between him and Gardner. The second one they think is going to go at 7. So you parlay those together and it's a plus 110 there. One that's pretty surprising that I've seen shift is the quarterbacks, because the line was 2.5. And this morning it was the under 2.5 was at plus 160. And now it's closer to even money. So I don't know what Vegas sees, whether they think that Ritter's going to slip, or maybe a team doesn't like Pickett or Willis, and for whatever reason they slip. I don't think they're going to slip out of the first round, but I think it's all based off of that Ritter pick. Does he go at 32 to the Lions? Because if he gets past a lot of these teams in the 20s, like unless Green Bay decides they want to draft another first round quarterback, then I don't know who's gonna go after a quarterback. So those are just a couple of the ones that I'm looking at right now that I made earlier in the day. They're just starting to take down the betting lines now, obviously, since we're about to get started. But I'll bet on anything. I mean, I've bet on ping pong before, so it's not as if I'm beneath betting on a draft.
All right, real quick, let's get the. Okay, go ahead, Cruz. I was just going to get our first round. I was going to get our first pick. Go ahead. Guesses out there before they go. So I officially have Jacksonville taking Thibodeau number 1. And I'm pretty sure I'm wrong because Kenneth just convinced me that I'm wrong.
Yeah, I have to go Walker, because if not, then I'm going to be really sad. So, but although I will say, if it's Thibodeau, I'm okay with it. If it's Hutchinson, then it really ruins a bunch of bets that I've already made. So it's as long as it's not Hutchinson at 1, then that should be all right.
Gotcha.
Well, who you got going 1?
I stay true to the mock draft. I went Trayvon Walker. I bought into the hype. Do I agree? No, I don't agree, but I went Trayvon Walker. Got to stick to the mock draft. Got to stick to what I put out. I went. I think Jeff went kind of ballsy Thibodeau, but yeah. I think I know what Jeff's coming from. Like, hey, don't believe the hype. All this could be smokescreen. Go take who we thought was the best player heading into the draft 3 months ago, and don't overthink it, because that's what GMs are doing.
That's exactly, and I'll put it out there. When I do my mock draft, I also base it on like how teams. Yo, Cube's in the house. That's awesome. But I do base it on how teams, like some teams are just dumb. Some teams lean wide receivers, something like that. So I tried to guess based on, the team, but, and if I get 6 picks right, I would consider it'll be my best mock draft ever. So I'm not setting the bar too high.
I just think teams tend to overthink it.
All right. Who you got, Rob?
I got Walker going first.
Okay.
Kind of convinced me. Not gonna lie, I didn't do a whole lot of draft coverage just with the nature of my day job. I was gone for a lot of the last 2 months. So this show is really more just about, I'm really just putting my hosting hat on. And the only pick I'm really invested in is number 11. Hopefully it doesn't stay number 11. Hopefully we move back. But yeah, I got Walker going first. I think Hutchinson goes 2. I think Thibodeau goes 3. And then after that,
but then this is what gets me. And I'm not saying you're wrong. A lot of people think that, but then do I live in a world to where 3 defensive linemen go 1, 2, 3? There's no way I believe that, but yet I think an offensive lineman is going to jump way up in this draft. Maybe a couple of them.
I think
it's a good offensive line draft. What do you think, Mo? You do draft capital. What do you think about the offensive line?
I think so. I had Akime Okongwu go to Houston. I do think it's a very good offensive line draft, but it's
real good.
I think it's top heavy. I think you're going to get your first round picks out of the way. I think the second round you may see somebody reach. I think Penning could be there, but I know a lot of people have him going to Dallas. The guy out of Central Michigan, I know everybody's high on him. I botch his name every time, but I think it's top heavy. I think when you get in that second round, you start thinking like they overreach for offensive linemen, but I think there's always a steal guy. I always look at like who's the steal of the draft, who's the guy nobody's talking about a first round pick, but could potentially be the best player at their position. And I think that's Dylan Parham, the guard out of Memphis. I've been really high on him all year. He's projected late second, early third, and I think you're going to get a starter for the next 10 to 12 years out of Dylan Parham. And I think wherever he gets drafted, and I'll go out on the limb, I'll die on this hill, as we say. I think where he gets drafted, he stays and gets a contract extension, and he's there for the next 10 to 12 years. Wherever he goes, I don't think he's going to be the lineman that bounces around. He's a plug and play for a weak offensive line. That's my guy. As far as we always talk about the top guys, Charles Cross, everybody can be Charles Cross fans. I know the Giants want a guy like him or O'Connell, but my guy is Dylan Parham. If I'm talking about an offensive lineman that I could get in the second or third round, and I'll die on the hill that he's a starter wherever he gets drafted, is Dylan Parham. I'm really, really impressed by him. And if it wasn't such a skill position loaded draft, I would say he'd go first round.
Dang.
Jeff, I got an interesting question for you. So we talked about it before we went live. You're a Dolphins fan. You guys don't have a first round pick this year.
Nope.
So you're wearing your Buckeye shirt. So are you a Buckeyes fan tonight? You vested in where your Buckeyes are going, and you.
I'm really not. Now this is a unique year because Olave and Wilson, they were such legendary Buckeyes that you get a little attached. I'm typically a guy that once you leave the program, good luck. I don't care either way. If it's cool and I'm happy, like especially Olave. I mean, that dude, he is just one of those different Buckeyes, you know what I mean? Like you attach yourself to, but no, I don't really care. I don't really care where they go or what they do. And that's just me though. I've never been that way. I'm like, well, once you're gone, that's awesome, man. Good luck. And I'm more concerned about, let's say, a freshman coming in to play, I'm more concerned about, Kai Stokes than I am Chris Olave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worried about the Buckeyes. Chris Olave can't help me now. So
I think maybe that's my problem. That's my problem. I get invested into Buckeye.
Oh, you are, but you're most Buckeye fans are. It's not just you.
You're such a big Buckeyes fan that you started cheering for a CFL team based off of where Ohio State players went.
Because like my number one team is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like of any sport, I love basketball. I grew up playing basketball, whatever. But I love the Ohio State Buckeyes. Like if I had to pick a team I could watch it, I couldn't watch any of my other teams. It's Ohio State all day. So for those 3 years, and I think that's what the difference is between college football and college basketball. For those 3 years, especially at Ohio State and some of those top programs, there's so many moments that those guys give you, usually in the positive, sometimes in the negative, that you fall in love with those guys. Like Chris Olave, to me, like Jeff said, he's the guy you fell in love with because prior to the Michigan game 3 years ago, he was essentially a special teams player. And then he has a block punt and 3 touchdowns, Jeff, if I'm not mistaken? 2 for sure.
He had a hell of a game. Then he had
a great game, and he didn't really have a game at the point in time. So you're like, oh my God, this guy, where did he come from? And he gives you that in that moment. And so even like Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, like I know they play for the rival team, but as much as I love teams, I'll root for players in other leagues outside of college football. I don't root for pretty much. There's not a single player, unless I know him personally, that I'll root for in college football. Like I am so invested in Ohio State, but like I would love, as long as they're not playing Dallas, for Terry McLaurin to have a breakout year and be the best receiver in football. Like I would genuinely enjoy that. I would love for Curtis Samuel to have a great career no matter where he goes. So for me, I just get so invested in the players because it's like, all right, and maybe it's because my team's just not good. So I'm like, I'm rooting for Ohio State players everywhere else. Like with the Bengals, they had a bunch of Ohio State players. I'm like, yep, I'm going for them. And I didn't consider Joe Burrow the Ohio State player. That's not who I was rooting for. But I'm like, they got Eli Apple. They got Sam Hubbard. Like, you know what? Let's root for them since
there are some that I like more than others. I like Olave more than most Ohio State players. I really like Wilson. But then I think back to a guy like Nick Bosa that quit on the team to get ready for the NFL. That was more like piss off than Nick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, thanks.
Yeah, I understand.
But then I honestly don't care what Nick Bosa does the rest of his career. Like, I hope it's a good one. I like him as an NFL player, but I have no attachment to him as a Buckeye. Nothing against me. Go ahead, man.
We're going to hear it in a couple minutes.
Here we go.
Who is your all-time number one draft pick?
My
number one overall pick.
Mine?
Yes.
You mean like for my team, my favorite pick? Or?
Overall number one overall draft pick.
Oh my God. I don't know, dude.
That's tough.
I'd have to have a list.
Because like my team hasn't picked number one enough in my lifetime to really
No,
jump.
he's just asking out of all the number ones ever. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
God dang. I wish I could think of some.
You should have told us you were going to ask that.
Let me think about it. We got time. I'll think about it.
Yeah,
It's not like, yeah, let me look. I'm going to get a list. I'll get a list and then I'll
First
pick
one that comes to mind is obviously Peyton Manning.
I love Peyton didn't go number one.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
Him
No.
and
I
Ryan
thought
Leaf.
Ryan Leaf got picked ahead of
No.
Peyton Manning.
No.
You're tripping,
Yeah, you
tripping.
definitely tripping.
Too high though.
One too many
I'm sorry. I'm
Lolo Cups already.
I'll probably have to go Peyton Manning then because I loved Peyton Manning as a kid. That was my guy. I wanted to be Peyton Manning, and imagine that being a color kid saying you want to be the next Peyton Manning. Imagine that.
So is Demarcus Russell the worst number one pick ever?
Man.
Possibly.
No. Who was the offensive
Jeff
lineman
will tell
like before you guys were born?
See, Jeff will be
Dang.
better than.
Let me look these up. Let's do this. This will give us some filler.
You know what's actually probably my favorite number one pick would have been Michael Vick. Because that was the first Madden that I ever played.
Oh, I love
great answer.
Madden 2004 was the first Madden game that I ever had. Like I had played Madden before, but that was like I bought a PS2 and that was the first game that I bought was Madden 04.
I love
probably Michael Vick. Like I thought that he was. I mean,
great.
A couple of years ago, funny enough, when I was in university, my buddy had a PS2 and we broke out the Madden 04 and realized how broken it was because you could run around the entire field with Michael Vick and they couldn't tackle him because
no. When you played
fast, it was broken.
He was outlawed.
Yeah.
Here we go. Trayvon Walker.
Yep. Jaguars picked Trayvon Walker out of Georgia.
Okay.
So Detroit's about to run to the podium and take Aiden Hutchison. They better not take all day. I know they were waiting on the Jazz to make this pick.
I know
it's huge from the betting side of things because I had a lot of like Hutchinson over 1.5. So
that's all.
Helpful.
I know.
Who gets traded tonight though?
Man, you think you mean a player or a pick?
Player or pick? Yeah.
Baker or Jimmy?
Nah, I don't know if they get traded tonight. Tomorrow is the second and third round, and I think that could be everybody's going to start seeing where the chips fall in the first round, and then they wake up tomorrow and analyze a Baker or a Jimmy trade. I'm not sure.
That's why I was banking on. That's why I was banking on the under 2.5 QBs, hoping that one of those guys gets traded to one of these teams that needs a QB, and then you have a guy like Ritter fall because of it.
But is this the right pick? Is Trayvon Walker? Because I'm gonna be honest, I took him number one in my mock, but I took him based off of obviously all the reports we've seen. I don't believe he's the best player in this draft, though. I don't even believe he's the best player at his position. I really don't. So
wasn't he like? Didn't 3 of his teammates make like All-American?
Yes, but I don't trust anybody who does not put up stats in college. I can't trust that you'll do it in the NFL when you're not when you don't stand out. I'm not big on the stat sheet. Essentially, we know guys can make impact outside of the stat sheet. We know that. We know Aaron Donald's the best defensive lineman in the NFL, even though he might not be the best interior lineman to have the most sacks, right? But we know his impact because he earned that. But when you don't put up big numbers in college, regardless of position, whether it's a quarterback, like you're not going to tell me a quarterback's the best quarterback in the country when he's the most NFL ready, throwing for 2,700 yards. Like you're just not going to make me believe that. Like if you couldn't dominate college, why do I think you're going to dominate the NFL? And so I think, Trayvon Walker reminds me of, and I know this is like, it's a different position, but it's all about potential. It reminds me of when Eli Apple was drafted by the New York Giants. And Jeff would know because we watched Eli Apple more than probably most. Eli Apple was getting cooked. He was not that great in college, but the potential of his size, his speed, his athleticism, if we can unlock that potential, he'll be a great corner. And we kind of seen where that went, obviously for the New York Giants, he's on his third team at this point. So that's what Trayvon Walker kind of reminds me of. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust, but I'm just saying don't be surprised if he doesn't become a star because number one pick, you expect that's a superstar, right? Like you get drafted number one, the expectation is a superstar. And I'm just
you get drafted number one. You should be in the consideration like Hall of Fame talk someday. Like that's just the numbers. Like if you just do the numbers, I'm not saying it happens. By the way, great trivia question. I'm looking through the number one picks all time. I had no idea. Bo Jackson, first pick in the NFL draft. I had no idea.
So Mo, it looks like you were right. The Lions wasted no time. I didn't even see a clock on the screen.
Oh, I told you they ran to the podium.
That's what we said last night. They made a paper airplane and threw that thing across the room. And I'm glad because I'm petty and I want Hutchison to go to the Lions. And I never want to hear from him, his mom, or his dad again.
They took Aiden Hutchinson.
So that's first prop bet cashed.
There you go, Kenneth. Let's go. Let's go. There you go.
Fellas, I got to head out to do some work, but that's 1 for 1. I'll pop by later on. We got
thanks,
6
Kenneth.
out there.
Thanks for coming on,
man.
Peace, guys.
All right, bro. Hey, so I'm 2 for 2 on my mock draft right now. I'm feeling.
I think I got. Yeah, let me check. I believe I had Hutchison going to Detroit.
I'm 2 for 2, right? But like I said, when I feel
I got one right
for my final mock draft because I'm like, let me hear the hype, let me see this. So my one problem with Aiden Hutchison
is that he had 4.5 sacks in 3 years. Is it anything to do with he didn't sack people?
I literally, and I hesitate on anybody at any position, right? And my podcast started with this conversation with Cruz, right? Where I was more a Tua guy than I was a Joe Burrow guy. And it was because Joe Burrow had one breakout year. He proved me wrong. But for every person that proves you wrong, how right are you when you hesitate with guys that aren't huge?
Burrow had the greatest year in the history of college football. Hutchison had a year and looked great. He looked great against Ohio State. He looked great against Ohio State, just like Vernon Golston did, 15 years ago. He had a great game against Michigan and skyrocketed up the draft boards. I don't see the difference between him and a lot of players. I really don't.
Yeah, and
not taking away from the games when he looked good. He did look good. I'm not saying that, but I'm a little bit with you, Mo. I'm like, why? I just something's missing.
I don't trust players who don't put up huge stats in college. I just don't. And when you're a 3-year starter and people are telling me that Ojabo is what took away from his statistics, I'm like, bro, 4.5 sacks in 3 years, bro. That's not a guy taking away. And then the final product, I know everybody saw the Ohio State game, and that's what changed Hutchison being a top 5 player is the Ohio State game. And then you don't evaluate.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what it is, Jeff. People love college football, but they don't always pay attention to where teams are typically to where they are that year. Ohio State's O-line wasn't that great. So if you want to be considered a top 5 pick, you better have dominated Ohio State's offensive line.
Thibodeau would have had 10 sacks if he'd have played.
Yeah. But then when I turn around and I see what you did against Georgia and you did not have you got bullied. SEC offensive line in the trenches is very similar to like NFL style of football, especially in the trenches. I know Big Ten has great offensive lines. You got Wisconsin. Like you go down the line, they do have pretty good offensive lines. But when you go and you're like, okay, this was kind of a weaker year in the trenches for the Big Ten, and you go to the SEC where this was a strong year for Bama, Georgia, whatever, and you go to Georgia and you get dominated, I'm not sure. Like we could pull up the video of Aiden Hutchinson getting pushed around like he was 6 foot, 200 pounds. I'm not sure he's going to be a star. And he's in Detroit. See, I think once Walker, I think teams were not wasting time. I think once Walker went number 1, they're like, okay, we're going to get our guy. I think after 1, everybody assumed Detroit was going to get Hutchinson. And I think the next 3 or 4 picks are going to be very quick. Hey, we're going to be able to get our guy because,
the quicker the better.
They did.
Number 1 overall pick, Kajana Carter.
Oh, it's the GOAT.
Eric Fisher. There's a bad one.
That's not fair, Jeff. That's not fair. You want to talk about people talk about this being a weak draft. I think we talked about it in the chat earlier that it's really just they're basing it off the quarterback class. It's not a very strong quarterback class, so that brings the value.
Oh, absolutely. No, I think this is a good draft.
Overall, I think it's a very good, very loaded draft.
I think defensive back, offensive line, defensive line, which are very important in today's NFL. It's a good draft. Here's something I finally heard the other day from one of the experts, and you guys know me well enough. I've been beating this drum forever. Right now, they have basically what they rank like importance on a team or impact or whatever how they quantify it. right now they have the third cornerback on the team, which is huge in the NFL now. The third cornerback's a starting cornerback. They have them rated above running backs now as far as importance on the team, or whatever they called it. That's where running backs at now, behind your third cornerback. And the game, the NFL is just changing.
Do y'all know how I can share the link? I know this is like so often. Do y'all know how I can share the link?
Cruz can just put it in the comment section if that helps.
Yeah, because I can't figure out, like, it won't let me copy and paste the link.
Like to join it or just to watch it?
Yeah, to join it.
I just put it in the.
Yeah, you can just put it in the, and then if anybody watching can just click on it. How about? Man, I tell you what, a lot of number one.
The link for people to join in and like come.
No, that's the.
Okay, I got.
Oh, you want the StreamYard link?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share that in the comments, Cruz.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
it's in the comments. Go ahead and you guys want to go join in? Absolutely.
Here we go, Texans.
Texans are taking
Derek Stingley.
I like it. But the Texans were such in a weird position.
Okay, we just had the defensive back talk.
Walker told us that Walker said it's Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchison, Derek Stingley. He said Derek Stingley goes before Sauce Gardner. And I know Walker, me and Walker have side conversation. He explained his logic, and he's like, Sauce Gardner is evaluated as the best corner in the draft. But Stingley does have that potential where, like, they were trying to see how he bounced back. He had his pro day. Stingley has that potential where, you remember after his freshman year, like, this was the god. Like, this was like, this guy might go number one. And so I think a team like the Houston Texans didn't let go of that.
Coming into this season, like, yeah, it was a no doubter. I mean, yeah, I like this. I think this guy at max, if he plays healthy, I think he's the best defensive back in the draft. And I really didn't think it was all that close, but injuries are a real thing and all that. But I think he's a guy that came in, he wanted to go to the NFL. It was almost like a college basketball player who's like, I just got to get through this to get to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it was a
situation.
What's that? Yeah, exactly.
The situation. But I think it's different because Thibodeau did dominate his sophomore year, which is why, like, he was ranked so high and kind of considered going into preseason college, like he was the best player in draft, because he did have a dominant year where, like, okay, he's the guy, he got all the tools and everything like that. So I think with Thibodeau going, I think with Stingley going is like, they're like, you know what? He probably just wasn't fully invested at LSU.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't hold it against him. I think he's going to work.
Like, I don't think he's the Ben Simmons where he doesn't love football. I just think he had
shots fired.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think Ben Simmons loves basketball, but I think Stingley had a lower sophomore year and then he went through that injury, and it's like, why would I come back? I'm going to the NFL. And it's sometimes I hate to have that, but then look at Nick Bosa. Like, Nick Bosa had that mentality. I'm not coming back from injury.
It was the right choice. I said it.
And it was the right choice. Whether as a fan of the team, you can't stand them for it, it still was the right choice. And Nick Bosa has been a monster since then. Stingley could essentially be the same thing, but he also plays for the Houston Texans, where what are the expectations for maximizing talent? I know I
think they turn around quick. That is not a, like, they're not a franchise that is terrible every year. Like, they had let's face it, they were on a pretty good run and they had a really nasty situation, broke down that team that they had no control over. That was not football decisions, nothing. That was one guy who, like, I have no idea what happened. Regardless, Watson's gone. That had nothing to do with team management. It had nothing to do with coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it had nothing to do with drafting well either. Like, if you think about some of the Texas talent, they did draft.
They were in the playoffs the year before, like, and they almost took out
against Kansas City.
Yeah, that's right. Holy shit, I forgot about the Kansas City game.
So real quick, since we were doing a little bit of trivia, there are 3 teams tied for the most times picking in the top 5 since the year 2000.
Cleveland.
Cleveland is one. Yes, good job.
New York Jets.
Houston. No. Detroit.
No. Detroit's the other.
Okay. Jacksonville.
And Jacksonville's the third. They all, since the year 2000, have picked in the top 5 8 times.
Think about it. Those 3 teams since 2000 have been historically bad.
Yes.
I'm not surprised. Those 3 teams since 2000 have been historically bad.
You know, the 2 teams, well, you guys can probably guess one of them, if not both of them, pretty easily. To not pick in the top 5 since 2000?
I know we did, so it's not us.
New England.
New England.
England was one of them.
Green Bay.
No, not Green Bay.
They picked in the top 5? That's since 2000.
New Orleans? No.
New Orleans.
That's ridiculous.
Both of those teams have only picked once in the top 5. New Orleans.
That wasn't as ridiculous as I thought.
They haven't picked in the top 5. Okay, New England, because they got Tom Brady. So,
man, I lost my. What's up?
Definitely the Bucks. Definitely the Bucks. Washington?
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's a wild guess.
Fun fact: we took Sean Taylor with the 5th overall pick in 2004.
There you go. Okay. Man,
could have taken Aaron Rodgers.
Rob, I don't like that you're hitting us with trivia now. Like I thought.
No, I love it. I want more trivia because I want to start a trivia show. So this is a good way to start.
He's making us think, and I wasn't prepared to think. I was prepared to talk out of my butt.
I'm really trying. So here's why my thought process going into it, because like I said earlier, I didn't really get a chance to do a whole lot of in-depth draft coverage.
Yeah, you were gone.
And I'll just see. So I really am trying to focus on just strictly being a host today.
Man, so
New England for sure. We know Indianapolis has. I mean, I'm just trying to go through the teams. Like we know it has to be a team that's good and have traded some picks. Like it has to be both.
I don't think they've ever traded. I don't think they've traded picks recently.
So a team that's been not horrible for 22 years, that throws me off big time.
Sauce going to the Jets. I just feel like he's going to the Jets.
Who?
Yeah, I lost my
Sauce Gardner. Like that's been he's going to the Jets this whole time.
Yeah, no, I lost my freaking TV feed. I'm upset right now.
Like he's been I told my god brother, he's a huge betting guy like Kenneth, and I was like, bro, if you want to bet on a single pick, bro, Sauce Gardner's going to the Jets, bro. Like I would have bet the house on that. But
so the thing that I find interesting about this pick is that we get to see who in 4 years is going to be traded for a 3rd and a 4th round pick.
Yeah. Let's think here.
So haven't picked in the top 5 since 2000. I'm looking at all the teams. Baltimore?
Nope. They've picked.
Oh, damn. That was a good one.
That was a good guess. I don't know who they picked in the top 5.
Oh, Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
So Jeff, before I said Baltimore, I looked at the AFC North and I was thinking Pittsburgh, but I'm like, didn't they get Big Ben in the top 5?
No, he was he was
like 11th, I think.
12th.
Yeah, okay. But I'm like, didn't they get Big Ben? Not fully attaching, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, maybe it could have been Big Ben.
I saw a stat the other day.
That's why I faded away from it.
I saw a stat the other day that said that
Sauce Gardner Steelers to the Jets, by the way.
The Steelers have only picked a quarterback once in the first round, once in the last 40 years, which was obviously Big Ben in 2003, I think.
But Sauce Gardner, second cornerback off the board to the Jets.
They've had pretty consistent quarterback play when you think about it. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Pittsburgh needed a quarterback.
You know, actually, though, Pittsburgh's weird. They had a quarterback until the early 80s, and then they didn't get another quarterback until Big Ben. Like, there was a huge gap in there with very, 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 very. They had Mark Malone, Bubby Brister, Tommy Maddox, Neil O'Donnell. You know, took him to a Super Bowl, but
there was one guy I honestly used to play.
Neil O'Donnell, the best Dallas quarterback, second best Dallas quarterback of all time.
So real quick, the Giants are on the clock, right?
Okay.
All the offensive linemen are available. Who's the O lineman that goes to the Giants?
I think the first one I had was
I had Okunwu going first, but I had him going to Houston. So I would say Okunwu or Cross. Because Neil was the number one guy.
I got Neil.
He's had flags since then of injury. Him, Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, and somebody else have had flags as far as medical stuff.
Yeah, I heard that.
But I still think Nakobe Dean will be fine. I think Lloyd could drop, which is why in my mock I had him going to Dallas, because I do think there's a world where Dallas is thinking we run this 3-4 defense. Let's get another linebacker in and have Micah Parsons be able to more focus on the edge rusher side. But Neal going into the draft was the best tackle evaluated, but with having red flags, I could see Cross or Okunwu. So I'm gonna say Okunwu to put a name on it and not put it in between. I'm gonna say Okunwu is the guy that goes to the Giants, and I think the Giants would be smart by taking him because he's arguably become like looked at as the best offensive tackle in this draft.
Yeah, I mean that's what I keep. I had him second. I went with Neal, but I won't lie. This is why
he could be number one.
This is why you do the show, because I really didn't look into the injury stuff that came up this week. Especially, it breaks my heart about Dean because I don't want it to be right because he's my favorite player in the draft, and I really don't. I want his career to be what I think it can. I'm really attached to this dude.
He's your Micah Parsons this year. He might not be.
He is absolutely my.
Does Jeff love linebackers?
Is that what I'm saying? Jeff loves linebackers. I love a rangy, mobile. Fred Warner's my favorite player in the league right now. Fred Warner's absolutely my favorite.
Multiple times on Sundays, and
they do so much.
Jeff hates running backs, but he doesn't hate everybody.
I think this is my favorite running back draft. I really am rooting against all of them. I don't want any running back in the first round.
But I don't think there will be.
I'm so petty.
Like one mock draft where I've seen a running back go in the first round. I don't think there will be, bro. I don't think nobody's going to reach for a running back.
Here's what's funny. Like I've been on this.
Have a running back.
I've been on this for a couple years, but now you hear all the NFL people say it, the analysts say it, like everybody's catching up with Jeff, like in realizing that, there's just not the value in it.
Jeff, when we first had the conversation, I thought you were crazy. And as time went on, I'm like, Jeff is right.
Here's what's funny. I got the number one picks up. I got the number one picks of all time up here. And I'm going down. I'm going to go down the list until the first one. I won't even count to Baker yet. Myles Garrett, not Goff, went to a Super Bowl. Winston, nah. Clowney, nah. Fisher's been on good teams. Not a great player, but good teams.
But here, real quick, Jeff, the thing with that though, if we're talking worst first picks overall, I'm
not talking worst. I'm talking
best.
No, I'm talking translate into changing, like winning.
Okay.
Like the draft every year is like who's changing your franchise, and typically they just haven't. And, it's not a lot of it's not their fault or whatever. I mean. Cam Newton went to Super Bowls. Cam Newton was a successful number one pick. I mean, Carolina got a good career. Bradford, no. Stafford, yes. Not the same team, but the Lions, that was worth a pick for the Lions. Good pick.
Good for the Lions.
Jake Long, no. Russell, no. Williams, no. Alex Smith, no, not for that team. Eli Manning, absolutely. No. Carson Palmer, yeah, I would say Carson Palmer was a successful number one pick. He took the Bengals, they were very competitive for years with them. I'd say yes. David Carr, not his fault, but no. Vic, yes, but he stopped that train. So
the Giants pick is in.
Oh, Courtney Brown, no. Tim Couch, no. Manning, yes.
I'm streaming, and I see Walker say, "Oh my God," in all caps. So I'm wondering, because I'm a little behind.
Yeah, I don't have TV anymore. My internet, I had to reset my.
I'm behind too. It still, for me, just says pick is in.
Oh, I would love for the Giants to screw this up. I really would. Oh my God. I would love for it.
I had to reboot my router. I'm just sitting here watching my freaking.
I'm going through the list of number one overall picks, and I either forgot or didn't know that some of these people, like Keyshawn Johnson, I didn't know he was the first overall pick.
Yeah, I'd forgot he was number one overall. I think that's a decent number one overall pick.
Every morning I listen to Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, so like it's been.
Dude, okay, well, let's talk about their show for a second. I don't mind their show, but how can you work for ESPN and your audio is worse than ours?
Yeah, because their show is pretty low. I got to crank it to like 35 in the car.
Sometimes, dude, I was watching one time and Jay Will didn't have his like mic on. He was going through his laptop, but he was talking into a mic. But every now and then, like we'll accidentally do that, but it's ESPN.
We're not getting paid millions of dollars to do
No,
this.
dude,
yet.
they came out of commercial and it was still happening. Like you could clearly, oh, there he is. You see it?
Who'd they take?
Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end out of Oregon. Good pick. I like that pick at 5. That's a good
But
pick.
they picked him before they addressed offensive line is kind of.
That's fine.
No, that's a good pick.
Well, so they pick at 7, right? They're 7.
Yeah, they got a pick in 2, so
they'll
should
be fine because they'll get one of the
Well,
offensive.
Panthers. Okay, real quick. Do we see a quarterback?
You have to. If you're Carolina, you can't rock with Darnold anymore.
No,
Darnold was a mistake.
You can rock with Darnold. No, do not. If you're smart, rock with Darnold and suck for a year. The Panthers aren't winning a Super Bowl if they draft Kenny Pickett. Suck for a year and go for the strong quarterback draft. I fully believe in
your
that.
shot, Mo. Who they picking?
I'm gonna go Emeka Okongwu. I'm gonna ride the train until he gets picked because their biggest needs are quarterback and offensive line. Get an offensive lineman and start preparing. The Jets did it, right? They got Mekhi Becton, and then they got the other offensive lineman. They started preparing for whoever their future investment may be. Do that. If Sam Darnold isn't the answer, you're arguably one of the 3 worst teams in the league, which therefore means you have a shot at the CJ Stroud or Bryce Young sweepstakes.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, by the time we get to next year, these quarterbacks are gonna get dinged like the rest of them. There's not a surefire quarterback. Like
remember this time last year, Sam Howell was number 1 pick going into this year's draft. And we're questioning whether he's even going to be a first rounder.
I had Carolina taking Sauce, so obviously I was wrong. So
I had him going to the Jets. That was my lock.
Man, Carolina. I'm going to go. Nah, I don't think. I think they take an offensive lineman. I think they go O-line, the best O-lineman that they think.
So I had the Giants taking Charles Cross and then Thibodeau at 7 in my mock draft. So like flip. It could flip and they either that or they get so I think I was right, but the picks could flip because
they took Thibodeau because there's 2 offensive linemen to choose from.
Or 3 if they're even valuing Evan Neal, then you're going to get one of Cross, Okongwu or Neal. So why wait and see if Carolina takes Thibodeau? Like, even though it's only one team, like if that's the guy you wanted at 7, get him at 5. You could settle for all 3 of the top offensive linemen.
Real quick, no offensive players off the board yet. I know it's only 5 picks. No offensive players. What a weird draft. It's awesome.
It's about to get crazy.
It just goes to show how much, like you said earlier, Jeff, the NFL is changing. Your main priority, assuming you already have a quarterback, which you can argue 3 of these teams do. I would say only 2 of these teams do. They have their quarterback. Your job is to attack them. If you have a quarterback, get somebody who can get to the other team's quarterback, and that's where you go.
Hey, so Rob, how concerned are you that arguably the best player in the draft just entered the division? Is there a type of concern there?
Not really.
Our quarterbacks, whoever, I assume for the next at least 5 to 7 years, my quarterback's Dak. Who that may be for you, could be Wentz, could not be, whatever, we'll see. But like our quarterbacks could be facing Kayvon Thibodeau for the next 10 years. Pass rusher 10 to 12 years. If he is that guy who was essentially, everybody had to talk about he doesn't love football or whatever up to this point, but essentially he was considered the best player in his draft. And if he does live up to the hype that he had prior to getting beat down like a dog, bro, that's tough. Like when the defensive end is the best player in the draft, that's tough to have to face for the next 10 to 12 years. Like he could be wreaking havoc on quarterbacks in the NFCs for the next 10 to 12 years.
Here's the thing. With this team in particular, we've heard it 2 of the last 6 drafts of, now me and you, Mo, our teams have to face these players twice a year.
Yeah.
In Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones.
Yep.
Well, I didn't buy into the Daniel Jones. I don't know who said that.
Me either, but that was the narrative.
But what Rob is saying is
right. Yeah.
with Saquon Barkley, I was absolutely concerned with. I did not want to face him twice every year. That's why I really wanted Cleveland. I still, to this day, I stand by Cleveland should have rocked with Tyrod Taylor, taking Saquon Barkley at 1 and Bradley Chubb at 4, or whatever next pick they had that year.
When I did a mock that year, that's who I had them taking. I thought they were taking Barkley, and I thought they had a perfect bridge quarterback where, like, okay, we can focus on.
They did.
But I look at it like this, though. I wasn't as sold on Saquon Barkley as everybody else was because I watched one game, and that was a team who had an elite defense that year, and that was Ohio State. He beat up on the rest of the Big Ten that was weaker in defense, and he got shut down against Ohio State that year, and he had the one big run. Saquon Barkley had the one big run. He did not play well outside of the one breakout run he had that wasn't for a touchdown. He averaged 2 yards a carry.
Yeah, but I don't think Barkley is a bad running back. Running backs get hurt. I don't think it's
for me. Like
bad.
In my mindset, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna be great. Yeah, he got banged up, so it's like I turned out to be right, but that wasn't my reasoning. I don't look at what you do week in and week out in college football. I look at what you do against the best of the best. Like you're gonna face when you're in the SEC or the Big Ten or the ACC, you're gonna face that one team that is very elite, and that's going to tell the end-all, be-all for me. How do you play against that team? Because that's the best team that you're going to play against is the closest you're going to get to NFL talent. And so when I seen Saquon Barkley, I guess it's a little bit of bias, but when I seen him not play well.
That's a lot of bias. That's a lot of bias.
But I do that with everybody, though. Like when I do that, okay, I guess I could say with Aiden Hutchinson playing against Georgia, but when I watch a certain player play against the best opponent that you're going to play, that's where I'm evaluating you in the NFL. You're going to kill these guys that you're just absolutely better than week in and week out in college football. It's just going to happen. How do you look against the top
Barkley's not bad. He's just hurt all the time. He's not bad when he's healthy. He does get yards.
But he was essentially like, but even still, like I said,
it's every running back. They're all the same.
I was wrong in my reasoning. Because I'm like, I looked at it as like but I didn't think it was going to be one of those, he was going to be bad. I just didn't think he was going to be like, I didn't think he was the next Barry Sanders. I didn't think he was the next LaDainian Tomlinson. Like some people felt like Barkley could be that generation.
No, that's fair.
And for me, I'm like, he'll be good. Like he'll be a good running back. But when you go against that top talent and you absolutely get shut down, like, why am I supposed to think you're the next LaDainian Tomlinson? You're the next Barry. You're generational running back, like everybody was saying Saquon Barkley.
Honestly, as opposed to your guy Zeke, like who destroyed like 4 good teams in a row, and it did translate. Like he's had a good, he's a good NFL running back. It did translate. So I see your point.
Yeah, and like
they did get a little carried away with Barkley.
Carried
away. You're right.
Yeah, they were saying like he was a generational, and I'm not saying
you don't have to, I wasn't. How I was preaching.
I wasn't saying the guy wasn't going to be good. I was just saying he wasn't generational. And so when you say, and then of course it goes back to the conversation where we use the word generational very loosely.
People need to stop using it. They have no idea.
It gets used very loosely. Like my thing is generational. I think I'm a little bit lighter on Jeff, but when I hear generational, like I think there's not going to be another you for at least 7 to 8 years.
That's fine because that's a generation in sports.
Yeah,
I'll accept
7 to 8 years. There's not another you. Like
there can't be one next year.
No, like you can't. When everybody was like Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent, I'm like, no, he's not. Because first off, there was a point in time where we were arguing who was better, him or Justin Fields, as far as a draft prospect until they beat Justin Fields' name into the dirt. But then I'm like, you just told me a few years ago this guy was generational at quarterback. Like, I say 7 to 8.
Oh, there you go. Carolina Panthers pick.
Who'd they pick?
Ike Ekwonu out of North Carolina State.
I wasn't right on the mock, but I was right on the pick, the guest pick.
It's a good
as far as. So I think the Giants take Charles Cross if they're smart, or Evan Neal. But with him having flags, I mean, we're so far removed from the season, or we're so far from the season. I don't mind if they took Evan Neal and they're like, this was our guy and we loved him. But so I don't know. I just think I'm good with the pick. I mean, don't pick a quarterback. I don't think
that is a dope ass suit.
I don't think a quarterback was worth the 6th pick in the first place. Like I had Kenny Pickett going there, but it wasn't because I thought Kenny Pickett was the 6th best player in the draft. I just thought like, oh, Carolina's going to get so desperate for a quarterback that they're going to go Kenny Pickett and think that's their guy. I think that was a smart move. Think about the future. Sometimes you have to think about the future. You're going to be a bad team regardless. So think about
he must have some Ekwonu. I don't know if
he's from somewhere in Africa.
I was going to say because he's. Can you see his suit?
Yeah, he's from
his suit
is rocking a special suit.
And it's awesome. It's the best looking thing I've ever seen. I want him on my team tomorrow.
Where is he from?
He's from Nigeria.
Nigeria, there you go, Nigeria.
Yeah, like he looks like he's wearing the sash, like
green and white.
It's gorgeous.
Nigerian flag.
It's my favorite thing of the draft so far.
All white is just different too, and he threw the green.
He's my favorite player.
You know what I'm glad we've moved away from? The early 2000s draft attire of the suits that are 7 sizes too big.
The baggies. The NBA rocked those baggy.
The LeBron, Dwayne Wade, that draft class.
Woo.
Double breasted.
Oh my.
Shoulder pad jackets.
Down to like mid thigh. And then 5 years ago was when we went Pee Wee Herman. They were wearing like the Under Armour tight suits.
Yep. And with the high waters.
Nobody's beating Ekwonu. Like that's it.
They had their ankles showing. Like that.
Hey, what's the favorite thing about the draft is when they show the homes of the draftees and the family is all dressed up because they know they're going to be on TV, and like there's an Annie over in the corner like wearing all of her jewelry and got her hair did. I love all the
pearls. She got all her pearls because she's older. Like that's a great aunt. She got all her pearls.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
If I'm ever in the position, and I probably will never be, but if I'm ever in the position to be in somebody's house for the draft, I'm gonna be in sweats and a hoodie and a hat like I am now.
I'm wearing basketball shorts and slides with my feet out.
You would, Uncle Mo.
As you should.
I'm not even wearing socks.
I don't want Mo. If I see your toes when my grandkid gets drafted, I'm gonna be so upset.
Listen, Jeff. When your grandkid
Rob,
gets
you know I was going to be a grandpa?
I did not know that.
Probably didn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
And to your son. Your son,
Let's
right?
see if we can name him Ikem Ekwonu because that's just it's perfect.
Good luck convincing your son to have a white child.
Nah, they've already.
Good luck to your grandchild having that name.
They've already named him.
It's a boy, right?
Yeah, they're gonna have a boy.
What's his name?
Cohen. And I don't know where it came from or anything. They just told us that, and I'm like, okay, it's your kid.
All right.
So here's some more draft trivia for you guys.
Sweet.
There have been 6 instances where a team has had multiple back-to-back number 1 picks. Back-to-back number 1 overall picks. Now I say 6 instances because a couple of them have been the same team.
Okay.
They've been different times.
Gotcha.
Can you name? I won't even ask for all 6. Give me some of the instances. I'm not counting. Obviously, this year Jacksonville, this year last year, they don't count.
Cleveland
is 1. The most recent 17.
Oh, you're saying consecutive years,
back-to-back years.
I thought you meant like 2 picks. I got you. Oh, consecutive years. Yeah.
That would have been everybody's first guess outside of knowing that Jacksonville is the most recent team to do it. Right. Cleveland, Detroit,
Houston,
never Detroit.
Never Detroit.
Never has been Detroit. Never has been Houston either. Houston's only been a team for 20
but I
years.
thought like maybe after the year when they got Carr, then the next year they were still sucked.
No, it wasn't for a while.
Is it because they beat the Cowboys? Is that why?
Yeah,
is it because they beat the Cowboys?
Once you beat the Cowboys, automatic you get
you don't get the number 1 pick. Man, let's think here. Man, because you got it. Cincinnati for sure. Absolutely.
Cincinnati was 194, 95, took Dan Wilkinson in 94, and then
Big Daddy
Donna Carter in 95.
Ooh, awful pick.
You think so?
Giants pick is in. There you go, Mo. There's your boy.
Neil? They took Neil?
They took Neil at Alabama.
That's a good pick. Giants killed it.
So I had them getting Cross and Thibodeau. The concept was right. Different order, but the concept was right. Yeah. Offensive lineman and Thibodeau.
Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if they're good. Those were the right picks for the Giants. If they don't turn out, that's not the draft fault. Like, you got two of the best players in college football. Everything, the rest is kind of up to them. I had him getting Trayvon Walker, so I'm my
Atlanta. Well, my Atlanta pick is wrong on the mock for sure because I had him taking Stingley. He's gone.
I'm sticking with Willis here. I think this is the first quarterback taken.
I think they take either quarterback or receiver.
Garrett Wilson?
No, Drake London.
I would love to buy a Garrett Wilson Atlanta Falcons jersey. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that red and black. I know I have shoes to go.
You know what's crazy is as a kid, when I was a kid, one thing I was completely against and I could never be on board with was rocking any type of gear that is not your team.
Really?
Really. If it wasn't if it was, because anytime I see somebody wear a hat or a jersey or a shirt of somebody or a team, I automatically think, okay, you're a fan of that team or that person. So real quick, before I keep going, got to bring another guest. I got Hefe's in here. What's going on, Hefe?
What up, y'all?
Hefe.
Hey,
for anybody that doesn't know, Hefe's been like a guest like 1,000 times on my podcast. Yeah, good friends of Up in Flames. He was on there. Hey, Hefe, turn your TV down.
I know. I just caught on to that. My fault, guys.
But yeah, so he's been on the show multiple times, even as of recent.
We don't got our first round.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm sorry. We don't got our first round pick, so this is kind of boring for me right now.
Who's your team?
I'm a Raider fan.
Okay.
That's right. I'm a Dolphins fan. We don't have a second round pick.
So quick Raiders story. For those of you that don't know me, I am from Fresno, California. Fresno State, where Derek and David Carr both went.
Yeah.
So when David Carr was at Fresno State, his parents lived, a few blocks down from the campus and the stadium. Happened to be down the street from my aunt's house. When I was a kid, I would go over to David and Derek's house, and me and Derek were a couple years apart. I used to play. This is the thing that blows my mind when I think about it.
Were you better? Say you were better.
I used to throw the football around with an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
How have we never heard this?
I don't, because I feel like whenever I tell it, because here's the thing.
Sounds unbelievable, but everybody's been around somebody who's in the NFL, I feel like. Or has been in the NFL.
I told it one night when I was at a bar in Cincinnati. Me and my homeboy, we took a drive because I used to live in Columbus. And I took a drive. We and him one weekend, we took a drive down to Cincinnati. We were at this bar, and I was talking to the bartender, very cute. And this was, I want to say the year after he got drafted. And I had brought it up, like thinking this was going to impress her.
Not cool.
And she was like, "Oh, her first question was, oh, do you still keep in touch?" And I was like, "No, I don't."
She wanted his digits immediately.
Right. She was like, "Oh, okay," and then just walked away.
You should have picked somebody uglier.
You want anything to drink?
Bruh. Like that.
You pick like one of the best looking dudes in the NFL, and you're like, "I know this guy," and she's like, "Oh, you don't say."
Oh, you know him.
I was also highly intoxicated that night.
She's like, "Is it true?" That's her next question.
That's like
highly intoxicated.
Like I just feel like I know everybody. Like I don't know, because around my age, like when I played Little League, I got picked off by Shaquem Griffin. So, yeah, I got picked on.
He's not the one with the one arm, is he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he.
That's what I thought.
You got picked off by a one-handed baseball player.
Yep. He this was little.
He doesn't deserve to talk for a couple minutes. I can't kick him out because he's my co-host. I can't kick him out.
Unmute me. Bro, he went to the NFL, bro. I feel like that's not embarrassing at this point. It was at the time because I got
how old were you? More importantly, how old was he?
We were 13. He might have been 12 or 13. We're only like a year apart or some months.
You got picked off by a one-handed pitcher.
He's not a pitcher.
He got picked off by him.
I intercepted. Like he intercepted my pass.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah, he intercepted my pass.
He does that for a living now.
Bro, you said Little League. Is that what you all call football down there? Little League?
Little League football. We don't call it, like Pop Warner. It's Little League football.
Yeah,
nobody calls it Little League football.
Little League is baseball.
Yeah.
Pop Warner
No, I got
Pee
picked
Wee
off.
is
Like I got
Falcons selection. Drake London to the Falcons.
Drake London.
What?
Yes.
Is he the first receiver took?
Yeah,
He
he
is.
is. Yeah, he
Yo,
is.
Drake bet $100,000 that he'd be the first receiver off the board to win like $600,000.
Jesus. Because everybody was so infatuated that Garrett Wilson was going to be the first receiver off the board to the Jets at 10. Like that was the thought process, was there won't be a receiver taken in the top 9, and Garrett Wilson would be the guy to go to the Jets at 10.
So the Falcons took Drake
Yeah.
London.
Yeah.
Oh
He can
shit!
catch passes
Is that
from.
bad though? Like I don't know if that's a bad pick. You got Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Like that's not
It's
bad.
not a bad
Who's going to
pick.
throw to him?
At quarterback, they're going to put a jugs machine.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to throw to him? But you start thinking about the future. Like you want to have weapons for when you do have to get CJ Stroud or Bryce Young, because that's who they're getting next year. Stroud or Young
Then
is
he
going
should
to
just pull a Ben Simmons and sit out his
No, for what? He could have impact. Everybody was still talking about how good of a rookie Kyle Pitts was, and it's like, I mean, he was catching passes from Matt Ryan. I get it,
Right.
but
Kyle Pitts.
Falcons
Like,
were
on this question, who is Atlanta's quarterback right now?
Marcus Mariota.
Mariota.
That's right. They did.
Marcus
they did
Mariota.
sign him.
But
Oh,
Atlanta,
no. Okay, so that's great. That's actually good because Drake London is actually a really good blocking receiver.
yeah.
So he can just block for Mariota when he takes off to run.
But then
He's gonna be their red zone target anyway. So I don't necessarily they drafted him with the intentions of him being their field stretcher. That's why they
Over
have.
Kyle Pitts.
but they have a red zone target in Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here's the thing though. If you think he's the best player, you take him. I have no problem with this pick.
You can never have, and you said it best, Jeff. Like you
I
said,
usually do, Mo.
regardless of needs, that the Cincinnati Bengals drafted a receiver when everybody
And they
knew
went
they
to-
needed an offensive lineman.
And they
It's
went
a
to the Super Bowl because
copycat.
of it.
Professional sports are a copycat league. Atlanta knows they're not going to the
Agreed.
Super Bowl this year, but surround weapons. So if they do find their guy, whoever that may be, who knows? Maybe they go get Desmond Ridder. They trade back up late in the first round. You never know if they.
They could still get a quarterback. Who
Yeah.
the Seahawks taking? Who the Seahawks taking? That's a weird team.
I would say Charles Cross. I would say get an offensive lineman
Okay, so who's taking Willis?
for Baker. Baker's already said he feels like he could be in a Seahawks uniform. I know that's
I'm sure Baker did say that.
but I'm
You
saying
know why? Because he's the only quarterback that can fit in Russell Wilson's uniform. That's probably what he was thinking. He was just going to wear the same jersey.
I could see him.
I'm not talking about Baker.
I could see him going.
I can't
I
talk
could
about
see them
Baker.
going to office, getting offensive lineman or Jermaine Johnson. But this is a spot where everybody kind of had Jermaine Johnson not slipping out of the top 10. Depending on what Seattle does,
I had Johnson slipping to the Eagles.
this could
We
be
see
where Jermaine
potentially
Johnson
a Kyle Hamilton and Jamal Adams.
bro. Kyle Hamilton's still there. Charles Cross is still around.
You guys like Hamilton?
I love Hamilton.
You do?
I like
do.
his measurements and on paper, but I know there's some injury issues there and some red flags potentially.
And then the combine, his combine, like that 4.7. I know it's different on the field, but that 4.7 hurts a lot. Like this was a guy we were talking about was a top 3 pick. He goes and runs a 4.7. It's a reason he hasn't been picked yet. Like that 4.7 40 scare people.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something don't look right when he's out there playing safety, and maybe it's just his size or whatever. But there's something.
He ran a 4.56.
He ran a 4.7 timed. Official time was a 4.7. His
At
official
his pro day, he ran a 4.5.
that wasn't the official. His official time at the combine was 4.7. Of course, they're going to boost your numbers at the pro day. Come on now.
He was mocked top 3 like for months, and then recently you're starting to see him fall.
He ran that 4.7, and everybody started fading away a little bit.
I don't think he's built quite right for NFL safety right now. Something don't feel right about.
But that one play sticks out in my mind where he's
the best play I've ever seen. The best play of the year
across the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so when he ran a 4.7 at the combine, I'm like, bro, that play flying across the field did not seem like a 4.7
best plays of the year.
Like
that's why I don't put too much weight into the combine anymore, especially the 40 times.
But speed is official though. Like you're fat, bro. 4.7. Like if you run a 4.7 on your worst day, you're not running any better than, like you said, a 4.56 on your best day. Like speed is, I don't talk about everything, but speed is speed at the end of the day.
What I worry about is just his body type and everything. I worry about his direction change at safety. Like how quick can he actually change direction and make up for a mistake or recognize something? That's what worries me. And in the NFL, if you're a step slow in your recognition, these quarterbacks absolutely will torch you. They'll torch you.
So I'm confused, Mo. So everything, like I said, I was gone during the combine. I was out in the middle of the ocean. So I'm Googling. I have to Google a lot of the stuff. On NFL.com at the 2022 combine, you ran a 4.59.
Yeah, why are you lying, Mo?
Because it said 4.7. Like that's even what everybody was. That's what was tweeting about after the combine. That's what was talked about, was the fact that he ran a lot slower. Maybe you know what? You know where I'm getting the 4.7 from? Remember when they said Chris Olave ran a 4.24? No. Remember when they said his unofficial time was a 4.24? His unofficial time at the combine was a 4.7.
Is Kyle Hamilton this year's Isaiah Simmons?
I hope not. I hope not, because I think there's a possibility of the Commanders taking him at 11. So I really don't want that to be the case.
I see your point that they think he's.
I think they were a lot higher.
I don't think he's as versatile. Here's my question, because now that defensive backs, like there's times where you essentially have 5 cornerbacks or maybe a safety. What do you do if Kyle Hamilton can't play safety? What do you do with him? He can't. What else? What's left?
Linebacker.
That's my problem.
You turn him into a.
He can't play corner. He can't play linebacker.
You turn him into a Landon Collins type of safety.
Nah, he's not that guy though.
Jane, turn your TV down.
He's a center fielder. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Like, I think his floor is low. I think he's got a low floor, and that worries me.
Keep it down.
Our guy Shane is with us. I know you're one of Mo's boys. I've seen you on a couple of times. You've commented. You participate in ours. So welcome. I appreciate you coming on. I'm excited to get your takes for all this. So what do you think of the draft so far?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I just tuned in. I'm just tuning in. I tell you, I'm kind of surprised Stingley went to 3, and I'm an LSU fan. I'm just kind of surprised.
You upset he went to Houston, or you're happy that he went?
I'm surprised that he went top 3, just because. I mean, to be real, even as an LSU fan, we just haven't seen him play since really 2019. Like, he showed flashes the last 2 years, but he just ain't been available. And I feel like, that kind of goes a long way. But when he's on the field, he's worthy of top 3. So.
Yeah, that was kind of our take too. Let's ask you as a fan, do you think it was a case of he's just trying to get the NFL, or do you think it's a case of maybe not quote unquote caring as much as he should? Where did you land as a fan? Because we said this is a guy's just trying to get the NFL. He ain't worried about playing college games. But as a fan,
I think he proved his worth back in 2019. These last 2 years, he's just been waiting for his time. LSU's been a dumpster fire the last 2 years. He probably could have really hurt his stock by participating the last 2 years. So it's probably best to do whatever he's been doing. So good for him. But
so real quick, Seahawks at number 9. They take Charles Cross, offensive tackle out of Mississippi State.
Yeah,
they're getting ready to start protecting Baker.
So do you take Baker over Drew Lock right now?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would not take him.
You know what? What makes it? Wait a minute. Here's the thing. There is there a difference? Is there really a difference? If you're deciding between Baker and Locke, then you should probably think about next year's draft. That's what I would say. Like, you're not going to playoffs.
If you had if we each had to pick a quarterback to go out to play one game for whoever our team was, I think we'd all probably pick Baker Mayfield over Drew Lock.
Between the two? Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I'm also saying, like, it's the ceiling's low between the two.
You're fucked either way.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Start scouting quarterbacks for the next draft.
Right.
Shane, so who do you not want to draft tonight? How about I ask you that?
One of these quarterbacks.
Any quarterback.
Any of them. Don't draft any of them.
So who do you want?
I want, personally, I'd take Chris Olave. I like the Man, the Saints got a good history when it comes to Ohio State players, man. So I'll take Chris Olave. I doubt Garrett Wilson will still be there. I'll be surprised if Chris Olave is still there, honestly. But I'll take, a receiver.
So you want a receiver?
There's no way Olave lasts until 16.
Or Garrett Wilson. I mean, if you realistically, Ohio State has 3 receivers for us to pick from. Garrett Wilson is an Ohio State receiver. I don't care if he spent a year at Bama. He's an Ohio State receiver.
Jameson Williams, he's not an Ohio State receiver.
That's what I mean. Yeah, Jameson Williams.
That's
he's Ohio State receiver.
Let's claim Joe Burrow. That's not
he spent 2 years at LSU. We made him.
He was
exactly. We agree.
If he didn't break his thumb, he would have.
We're not having this conversation, Cruz.
No,
I will be fighting everyone.
No, he wasn't
doing it.
He would not have won the starting job.
He was not as good as the other quarterbacks, and he left and had the greatest season in the history of college football.
And that's the story.
And it's over. It's over.
That's the story of Joe Burrow.
We got about 4.5 minutes left until the Jets pick.
And then you got the Commanders, baby.
They're taking
Hey, Cruz, right now, you know that you've got all but one player to pick from. Who do you want? Who's your dream pick at 11 right now? Because you know what's ahead of you. You got one play. You only one player's going. You can pick from anybody else.
The person I wanted is gone. I wanted Drake London. One, because I'm also a USC fan. So it would have been dope to see, my USC fan fight on.
That's fair.
It would have been cool to see a USC guy go to my NFL team. That's always the dream. I was hyped when Sua Cravens got drafted in the second round by Washington. We saw how that went. But I think this team is going to go receiver regardless. The reason I wanted Drake London so bad is because he's the complete opposite of what Terry McLaurin is. Terry McLaurin is a small, shifty, speed guy. Drake London is like you said earlier, Jeff. He's body. Shane said it was. He's a red zone target.
He's perfect body type for today for a wide receiver.
He would have been a perfect number 2 with Chris Samuel in the slot. That would have been perfect. So I think Chris Olave is probably going to go. The one thing I've heard is that Kyle Hamilton is pretty high on Ron Rivera's board. Honestly, at this point, I don't know where we go.
That would be a good spot. That would be a good spot.
If I was a GM or a coach, I would trade down.
Yeah, that's your best.
I still want a quarterback. I don't think Carson Wentz is the answer. I hope he is. I hope that.
Oh, really? Why? Why? Why
I can't quite put my finger on it.
But do you want Malik Willis though? Like, is that like all quarterbacks are? Yeah. You want Malik Willis?
Fuck yeah.
No.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Absolutely.
Bro, at
Take
11
us in for the Jets.
That's bro. 11,
no.
High.
Not at 11. Not at 11.
You ain't. I mean, so you want to trade back to feel better?
I want to trade back. If I was in that war room, I would be campaigning heavily to trade back. Maybe the Chiefs want to move up to 11, give us 29 and 30. We'll take whatever quarterback is there.
Damn it, Garrett Wilson to New York. Another pick on my mock draft that I got right, but Garrett Wilson going to New York.
Which is smart by them. They need to give.
I don't know who the Saints going to pick. The Saints might trade up for real.
So I'm right on both my New York Jets picks. I said if they don't trade for Debo, they'll get Garrett Wilson at 10 and they'll get Sauce Gardner at 4. So my logic here was
I'm surprised you haven't had a trade yet.
His suit fire though.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, his suit fire.
I think Garrett Wilson makes a lot of sense though. Like if you're trying to surround Zach Wilson, you have a decent offensive line. It's not like the Jets' offensive line was just absolutely horrible, and then you got him Moore from last year, and then you got
Elijah Moore.
Yeah, you got Elijah Moore. You got Garrett Wilson. You can find, what Michael Williams, Michael Carter. Michael Carter Williams is in my head, but you got Michael Carter. So I mean, that's a solid offense. I mean, the Jets are still horrific defensively, but you're not gonna fix all your problems in one draft. Like that's just not gonna happen.
So 7 minutes until the Commanders pick, and it still feels weird saying that.
Kyle Hamilton.
I wouldn't be upset with it. I do like Kyle Hamilton.
If the Redskins could trade back, like he was saying earlier, and still get a quarterback, I'd probably feel real good because you're going to get an additional second or additional third round pick.
Hey, it's the Commanders. Don't get us canceled over here talking about the Redskins, bro. You're living in the 2000s.
Oh, shoot. The Commanders. You could trade back.
I would love to trade back, honestly.
That's not
trade
sticking
back.
yet, man. That Commanders thing is just not sticking yet.
It's just weird. Like
And I tell you what,
It's not sticking.
solid though.
the logos and stuff, I like. I think it looks good.
I think
just
the,
like
the
every
uniforms are kind of cold too.
The only thing I don't like about the uniform is on the black helmet, you have the W right in the middle. I didn't like that.
But spending like a year calling them the Washington football team, I think that was a solid name though. Like,
and it grew on me.
Yeah, that was
I liked it.
Yeah, that one kind of.
I would have rather kept football team than go to the Commanders.
Why didn't they go with the I think they were floating around for a while.
Oh, let's go, Saints. We up, baby.
Y'all traded up?
y'all traded back.
Yep, I just said that too.
You
We
called
up,
that.
Y'all traded back.
Quarterback.
We up.
Y'all getting Malik Willis. Y'all didn't trade up for Olave.
You trading up for a quarterback.
Quarterback, bro. I'm done. I'm done.
You're getting Malik Willis. You guys are
both your first round picks.
No way.
Both first rounders?
I don't know. I'm just hoping.
That's
probably what it was.
Not if you did, you're getting a quarterback. If you traded both first rounders, you're getting a quarterback.
That's fine. I'm okay with taking a quarterback at 19.
Or a receiver or a tackle.
I'm talking about y'all. I'm talking about the Saints. I'm talking about if they traded both their first rounds, they getting a quarterback.
Mine hasn't updated yet.
You look nervous, bro.
I am.
Oh, there it is. Trade.
If they draft Malik Willis, Shane's done for the day. I know.
Just a quarterback, bro. If they draft a quarterback, that'll just I'm done.
You're okay with rocking with Jameis Winston for a year, for another year?
You know what? No.
We signed them for 3 years. I'll take that over one of these quarterbacks, man.
This isn't for a quarterback because who ahead of them was taking a quarterback that they were worried about? I don't see why they would move up.
Nobody. Yeah,
the Texans wasn't on
nobody's mind.
You think that's what I was going to ask?
You think the Texans are rocking with David Mills?
Yes.
You think he's a long-term answer?
I thought they had
he's a short-term to mid-term answer.
You don't have to have a long-term answer. Every team does not have to have a long-term answer. Every team is not competing for a Super Bowl next season. You rock with Davis Mills because he played well enough his rookie year to start and be a bridge quarterback. So if you suck, then whatever. And if Davis Mills gets to start all 17 games and he's still pretty decent in developing, then boom, you got to steal in the draft. Every team is not finding like, oh, he's the answer. No, he's not the answer right now, but give him 17 games, see what he does. If he doesn't develop, you're going to be absolutely terrible and you revisit the quarterback next year. Because I had the Texans going O-line and Kyle Hamilton. I had them getting Kyle Hamilton at 13.
We might get
Saints,
Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, Saints might. That would make sense because Vikings would have took Hamilton. Yep.
I think the Vikings are interested in a corner though, and I think they would go Duffy.
Well, they would know everything coming out of Minnesota said they wanted Hamilton.
Oh, I think they would go.
I hope y'all didn't give up both first round picks, bro.
I doubt it. You don't have to.
Who do you think, bro?
Kyle Hamilton makes sense because the Saints they got a defensive head coach now, so Kyle Hamilton makes sense. You got Marshawn Lattimore. You put a kind of hurt.
Yeah, we let Marcus Williams go to Baltimore, so we kind of need a safety anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be Hamilton.
But
I wouldn't say that's a bad pick for the Saints. If they gave up both first round picks, which I'm not seeing that, but.
Yeah, I can't see what the trade was.
I don't think they would give up. They wouldn't give up both picks to jump up there to get Kyle Hamilton, though. Like
I have a feeling it's the FSU defensive end.
The Saints are still.
We don't need a defensive end. What are you talking about?
The Saints are still scheduled at 19, so they didn't give up.
So they only gave up the one, which is fine then. If you jumped up and whoever they take, that's their guy, as long as it's not a quarterback. Don't jump up to take a quarterback.
No, it's Hamilton because I think
if we trade up for a quarterback, I'm out of here, bro.
Minnesota.
I think if they get Hamilton, or if they feared Olave going, they could have feared Olave going.
Yeah, Olave could have went to Minnesota. That's what I'm saying. You trade to get above the team you think would have took something, so you got to look at who Minnesota
doesn't need a receiver though. They got just pushing the ceiling.
Yeah,
right.
What was the trade? Because what I'm looking at right now has
a wide receiver. The Saints still have their number 19 pick, so they like a first and second round pick.
Pick is
What we
in.
got here?
Because right now this is showing Saints have 11, but they also still have 16 and 9.
Or they found an offensive lineman that they like, Trevor Penning. I know people started getting high on him.
Mine's updated and still has a Saints.
Bernard Rahiman from Central Michigan.
Those guys
shot, Mo.
Like second round too.
Because you remember I had like in my mock,
you've said like 15 players.
Yeah, shut up.
I'm going the offensive line route. Like I'm like maybe they go up for an offensive lineman. Kyle Hamilton makes
Hey,
sense.
he's playing law of averages right now.
We're
You
not
name
going
that
up
many.
in
You
all
name
line.
half the draft class.
No,
One of
I
them's about to
didn't.
hit.
I was saying offensive. I'm not gonna say I'm right if they like, oh, they got Raheem, and I'm like, oh, okay.
And they rocking the Pelicans gear. Flock up, baby.
Block up.
Flock up. What's the score?
The Pelicans are probably losing now. Come on now.
They were up by
Who
10.
cares about the Pelicans right now?
Saints gave up their third round
81 to
pick
80.
and their fourth round
Yeah, we
pick.
winning, boy.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
trade.
that's
Like,
solid.
We in there.
Oh,
Y'all
the Pelicans
give
are playing right now?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're up 1 point right now. But
Oh, dude, the NBA playoffs have been so good.
Nah,
yeah, that's why I hate why they just didn't move the games. Like, why do they have 3 games on tonight during the NFL draft? What kind of crap is that?
shit. I mean, they moved the Pelicans game up. We usually play.
Yeah,
later.
but
You
think
got
about
to
it,
assume
but if-
all.
but if-
You got to
but
assume
Mo,
all
if you're
series
sitting
are
on the-
going 7 games.
If you're sitting on the couch, you can flip back and forth pretty easy. Like we're watching it, but
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
because
this shit has said the pick is in for the last 87 minutes.
it's
You know,
just
they gotta.
I'm focused on the NFL draft and I want to watch basketball, but I'm so into the draft because
right. But we're in the
I watch the
that
playoffs.
small
And
percentage.
shit, Kyle Hamilton's from New Orleans, I think. I know he's from Louisiana.
if the Saints took Kyle Hamilton, is that the riskiest pick so far?
No,
Nah.
Oh,
risky.
I
I
think
don't
Drake
think
London is riskier.
I don't think
No,
the Saints
I like that
Kyle
question.
Hamilton with a defensive head coach. I don't think that would be risky.
No, not his fit, like scheme wise, but just the
No.
concern-
I'm
red
no.
flag.
Hutchison. It's going to be. I'm sticking with Hutchison. I don't think he's. I
All
don't
bias.
think he's a guaranteed starter.
All bias, Jeff.
But I do. But I think Hamilton's next.
I could see
Why?
the Saints getting Olave though. I just think it makes sense.
They got
Why?
$20 Gonzalez up there.
Yeah,
The Gonzalez, he never even
He
played.
ain't
For
got shit to do with New Orleans. Is he
Yeah,
from
like-
New Orleans?
Is he from New Orleans?
Nah, he's from California. He's from Newport Beach.
Oh,
He's
you-
as California as you get.
is that Derwin?
That's-
Who was that?
He looked like he wear thong flip flops and board shorts. Like Tony
Well, he
Gonzalez.
definitely does.
When he's not in a suit, he's wearing thong flip
He's
flops
50
and board.
years old. He hadn't aged a day. Like, good for him.
Yeah, he looks
mean-
the same age as when he entered the draft.
Like, I'm confused. You have Tony Gonzalez, Austin Eckler, and some random ass Charger fans and a Chiefs fan on there for the Saints pick.
Saints about to get Patrick Mahomes, baby. Saints traded off the next 10 years worth of draft picks for Patrick
The Saints
Mahomes.
traded their every pick for the next 3 years.
No,
to get-
hey. But no, I don't want to hear shit about trading all the picks because the fact that Washington did not make a dynasty off of that New Orleans draft, of that New Orleans trade for Ricky Williams,
Oh, you're right.
baffles my mind. It pisses me off. And
That
it's
trade was
probably
bad
the
for
closest
both
thing
sides.
that
that
trade was
makes me want to trade, makes me want to jump ship and pick a different team.
because
Because
Ricky,
how do you get an
Dolphins.
entire draft worth of picks and you fuck up and you don't create a dynasty off of that?
and Ricky Williams wasn't even a star until he got to Miami. I mean, he was
Right.
good in New Orleans, but he was
He
a
was
star in
good.
Miami. Like he was a household name in Miami. I won't say star, but he was a household name. Everybody fell in love with Ricky Williams.
He was a running back.
NFL Street.
Saints should have had
Justin-
Lil Boosie announcing the pick.
Yeah, like what's going on? They should have
Yeah,
had.
what is going on here? Why
They
are they
just
talking?
Announce the pick, please.
Why
they
is
can't-
Austin Eckler up there?
That's
Tell
what
you,
I'm
man,
saying.
NFL
Was this
hates
the original
Saints, bro.
plan for the Commanders pick? Because if it was, that makes
I hate
no
that my
fucking sense
TV's
either.
on mute. I hate that my TV's on mute. Who did they pick?
NFL hates the Saints, bro.
NFL
I think
hates
the Saints
us,
hate the
apparently.
NFL.
The Saints broke the draft. Look, man, everything froze.
The NFL hates
Hey, just like when the lights went out in the dome.
the
Oh,
Saints.
Jeff, which reminds me,
Okay.
I want to start a series on
Another
conspiracy
trivia?
theories.
like sports conspiracy theories.
Sports conspiracy
Well,
theories.
let's
You mean
not.
like the frozen envelope?
The frozen envelope is one of them.
Chris Olave. Oh, I'm getting the jersey. Oh, I'm getting the Chris Olave jersey. 100%.
Why? So
Oh,
he can
yeah,
sit out an entire year in 4 years as well?
I don't care. I'm getting the Chris Olave jersey. I don't care.
You know,
What?
that's why I was always so upset that
Let's go.
So who did they fear? Who did they fear?
Washington,
Who did they fear was getting Chris Olave?
Washington.
Houston. I mean,
Was Washington so sold on Chris Olave that they were willing to
Yes.
trade back instead of just grabbing him?
From everything that I've read
And we
and
still
heard
gonna
the
end up
last
with
couple of
Jarvis
days, I've been
Landry
listening
and
to a
Tyrann
lot of
Matthew.
podcasts, especially Kevin Sheehan, who's very close to the organization.
That's a
It
good
was
pick,
Drake
though.
London 1, was number one on their big board, who they thought that could be there at 11, or Chris Olave.
But they traded out of that pick, so you must have not fell in love with him so much that you were like, we're grabbing him at all costs. Like it wasn't an at all costs because you traded out of the pick for the Saints to get him.
No, I will say this.
Another trade.
Chris Olave so smooth too, bro.
The Vikings traded the 12th pick to
Detroit.
Oh, they're getting a quarterback.
Malik
Willis. They're getting Malik Willis. They traded up for a quarterback, guaranteed.
His career is over.
I had read reports that they were considering taking him 2 overall.
They're going to get Malik Willis. All bets are on Malik Willis.
I agree.
Do the Lions have a dome?
Yeah,
they do.
I'm just glad Olave went to the Saints because I really like the Saints. So
that looked good. That's a good
yeah.
Jeff, you know why you like the Saints? Because you do somewhat care about what Ohio State players do, and they all go to New Orleans.
No. I've liked the Saints.
You, man, we're the New Orleans Buckeyes, baby.
Yeah, the New Orleans Buckeyes. If I didn't have an NFL team, I'd be a Saints fan just because I'm so Ohio State.
I get sometimes upset about Saints like playoff losses more than I do like Miami stuck in.
Michael Thomas.
I get more upset about Saints playoff losses for the simple fact I root for them because my team ain't ever in the playoffs. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're always fucking terrible, bro. Garyon Conley and Damon Arnett, they're fucking terrible.
I just root for. I always go for. And because they get Ohio State players, like now you got Michael Thomas, Chris Olave. With Jameis Winston.
Kamara.
Alvin Kamara gonna go to jail. So
wait a minute.
He's not gonna.
You think I'm good for Olave, but if you think a 6-foot receiver is going to change an offense, like we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves.
He's wide receiver.
What do you mean? What do you mean change your offense?
He's not the best wide. They didn't draft him to be the best wide receiver. He's wide receiver too.
That's what I'm saying. He's just wide. He's just a wide receiver. Like let's.
We still have Michael Thomas. Landry.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't think it. They don't take him up a notch.
So do the Saints go get? They didn't get Jarvis Landry yet, huh?
We're going to, and Honey Badger. We're bringing everybody home.
So
Honey Badger had a visit and he left without a deal. He didn't want to go there.
Do the Saints go get Odell Beckham? Do the Saints go get Odell Beckham while they're at it? Louisiana boy.
We bring everybody home, man. We bring everybody home.
Just bring Odell, Honey Badger, and Jarvis Landry. Just bring everybody back.
Yeah, bring everybody home and keep drafting Ohio State players, bro. We can't lose.
So because this is still technically my show, this is still a Cruise Island production, and I am the host. I'm going to switch gears over back to the Commanders. So the Saints traded the 16th, a 3rd rounder, and a 4th rounder, which I like because we didn't have a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, that was a good trade.
Overall comes out to the 16th, 98th, and 120th pick.
That's a really good trade for the Saints because you don't give up.
You didn't give up.
To keep 2 first-round picks.
They still could get an offensive lineman at 19.
Yeah,
Trevor Penning
or a quarterback.
But Penning's still there. When you talk about O lineman, Penning's still there. Raheem is still there from Central Michigan. How long they'll be there, I don't know. But as of right now, when you talk about when you talk about giving up that pick and still having 19, like there's still a couple first-round offensive linemen. What's the guard out of Texas A&M? I forget his name.
Kenyon Green.
Yeah, Kenyon Green's still there. Who is highly regarded as a first-round offensive lineman.
We need a tackle. We good at guard.
What about the center? Highly touted center.
Linderbaum.
Yeah.
Linderbaum's still there.
Yeah.
We need tackle.
Man.
The pick is in for Detroit.
So Jeff, I got to ask you real quick.
Yeah.
You can't hate on. Oh, my fault.
You're good, Mo. Biggest surprise of the draft so far.
So
I'm going to go to all of you, so be ready.
Oh, it's
I just started watching. Don't ask me.
I'm not against the pick, but I was surprised that Stingley and Gardner went 3 and 4. But I'm not even necessarily against it. But I'm surprised.
I had Sauce going 4. I'm surprised Stingley went 3. I'm with you there. I'm surprised Stingley went 3.
Yeah, that's the biggest surprise.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not surprised the big applesauce went 4.
Yeah, I knew Sauce was gonna go 4. I had him in my mock draft. Like he was the guy. Like I would bet the house that Sauce was going to the Jets as long as he was available there. But I wouldn't have bet the only
Detroit Lions pick Jamison Williams.
Oh, he looked
what?
He looking like who gonna throw to me,
bro? They traded all the way up there to get Jamison Williams.
He looks
coming
sick.
off. What injury is he coming off of?
ACL.
An ACL tear. So he might not even play this year.
Well, yes, he will. Have you seen his workout videos? He's fine.
I haven't.
He's progressing well, bro. That man's running, cutting, high kneeing, and doing everything with coming off a torn ACL.
Mo, is this another case of prepare for the future? Because I mean, Jared Goff, we can all agree Jared Goff is not
crazy. Ohio State had 10, 11, and 12
in the room.
Pick.
But like they all had those three guys.
Shout out to Brian Hartline, man.
The greatest wide receivers coach of all time. The greatest wide receiver coach of all time. Because then he's about to put what? He's guaranteed to put one first rounder in the league next year and guaranteed to put another first rounder in the league the year after that. And we don't know if Julian Fleming or Emeka Egbuka has a breakout year where they become a first round pick because he's going to put JS in next year. He's going to put Marvin Harrison Jr. in the year after that in the first round.
You know what I just realized?
I mean, it's the greatest.
I'm upset about this trade back.
The Eagles just traded up.
Bro, if they get a quarterback, bro, I would love for the Eagles.
No, not a chance.
I just got an alert from ESPN saying they traded with the Texans. Or no, the
They
Texans.
did. No.
And the pick is in.
Philly traded up. Philly traded up.
Taking the quarterback. They're taking Malik Willis.
Nah, they're not taking a quarterback, bro. If they take a quarterback, they're stupid.
So here's why I don't like that Washington traded back. Is that because, as my wife calls him, my Sancho, for those of you who are not Mexican, it means side dude. Couch Coach Live, our guy, Chris.
He's not coming in yet.
He won't.
He said he's doing another show that he previously had committed to. He told me he would be in after our pick at 11.
Supposed to
The
be
fact he's still not in upsets me. I feel some type of way about it. Not gonna lie.
The greatest beard of all time.
Greatest beard. James Harden. Who? James Harden. Who? James Harden. Who?
James Harden.
Fuck out of here, James Harden.
James Harden does Couch Coach Live impersonations in the mirror.
I keep like, oh, let me get Couch Coach.
I got to work with Couch Coach last Monday, and I get to work with him this Monday. We're doing a draft recap Monday.
He's the off the ball network favorite, though. I feel like he's
and shout out to Jeff. Honestly, the fact that me and Jeff have me and Coach have such a close relationship now is honestly all because of Jeff. One day I had tweeted out randomly, any Washington fans, who do podcasts. I was trying to connect with a Washington fan to do a Washington-centric show. And Podfather had tagged him and said, check out this guy. So I went back and watched a few of his shows. And I looked at my wife that day, and I was like, oh, this is it. It's done.
But Jeff is, if you really think about it, Jeff is the glue guy. Like, he's the guy really together.
So here's the crazy thing.
He heard us.
Jeff was my first fan. Like, I had done shows that obviously my family and friends had heard. Me and Mo did a show together, and then Jeff was the first outside of my real circle. It was like, yo, these guys I like your guys' show. You and Mo feed off of each other.
Yeah, he was my first fan. And Jeff disagreed with my first hot take ever.
I can remember, Mo. I can remember where I was sitting when you said it.
Jeff remembers me from my first hot take
ever. I was building the fireplace for my mother. I pulled into the driveway and I was finishing your guys' show, and you said it. And I'm sitting there in the driveway, and I literally was on Facebook commenting to Rob as fast as humanly possible, like, I love you guys. What the hell did he just say? I
Can
remember.
You imagine my face when he said that?
And I was sitting across from Rob.
He was sitting across from me.
I said Chad Johnson is the top 5 wide receiver of all time, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was my hot take.
Oh, here we go. Nope.
It's still on a commercial for me on a Lego.
No, the pick is in. They were showing the other guys.
Philly
They're
beat
showing
the hell out of Toronto tonight, just on some NBA playoffs for the draft guys. Bro, Philly beat the hell out of Toronto tonight.
They cover my spread.
132-97, bro. Like,
they cover my.
Doc Rivers said, "Hey, y'all better do this for me, so I get no criticism until the next round."
Can the Celtics win the title?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, they just caught a break, especially with no Chris Middleton. Yeah, they can win.
No, there ain't no catching breaks.
I mean, it's called catching a break. It doesn't take away from what they do.
It absolutely does when you say that.
No, like I believe I believe championship teams have to catch a break. You catch a break here and there. What teams win championships and beat guys fully healthy?
The Bulls?
Huh?
The Bulls?
Listen, I'm a 2000.
You said it.
I'm used to guys.
Let's go.
Yeah, the Bulls played inferior.
Miami Heat.
And you watching the
Oklahoma City was healthy.
No, my bad. No.
Yeah, but
you're good. I just want to make sure
they weren't.
You're getting hyped about something other than the draft.
OKC wasn't
weren't betting
on that level yet. But like,
that's different. That's two different questions.
No. I'm just saying, like, to win a championship, like, to say like, oh, they caught a break. Like, okay, Boston potentially is an even match with Milwaukee, and now that no Chris Middleton, like, they caught a break. Like, hey, now we're evenly matched. Now we're supposed to be better. Like, yeah, Boston can win the championship.
I know you're right. I just
winning a championship.
I know it's true. Hey, wait, the biggest break of all time is Draymond Green nut shot is the biggest championship break of all time.
LeBron,
I'm fine with it.
LeBron turned back around and scored 41. It ain't the biggest break.
That was the biggest break.
He turned right back around with Draymond entering the lineup and and scored 41. It ain't the biggest break.
Nope.
We're not.
They don't win Game 6.
Back to the NFL.
They do not win games.
Here are some notable 13th overall picks.
Oh, I like it.
The Eagles are about to pick 13th overall. 1997, a guy by the name of Tony Gonzalez was drafted 13th overall by the Kansas City Chiefs. Takeo Spikes out of Auburn was drafted by Cincinnati.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Great player.
Dante Stallworth in 2002 by the Saints.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why.
Because his head was
the
size of
his name. It was like Takeo Spikes, and he was a dog.
Yeah.
I feel like
He's
kind of out just spikes.
Yeah, like he was a dog.
One of my personal favorites in 2008. I'm sorry, in 2007, Adam Carricker. He's one of the guys I always drafted in my fantasy. Adam Carricker.
Now the reason he was real good player.
Fans?
Yeah.
Everybody.
I always picked him up in the late rounds in all my Madden fantasy teams because he just ate up blocks.
Yes,
on the inside.
Great, really. I mean, honestly, just a professional football player.
I cheat in Madden fantasy. If I don't get the number one pick, I quit and redo it until I.
That doesn't surprise me. That's probably the least surprising thing I've heard.
I want my quarterback, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and play around. Like
Mo accidentally turned off consoles. There is no doubt in my mind.
Oh, I didn't accidentally do it. I did it on purpose.
Oh, I just need the Sega. Oh,
there was no accident. There was no accident. I'll tell you, listen, if I'm losing,
why is there 2 picks in and they're not announcing them? What is going on? I got 2 picks
in.
My personal favorite, Brian Orakpo in 2009 by obviously my Washington.
By the way, I'm still calling the Ravens Jordan Davis.
He's such a Ravens guy.
Yeah.
Like he makes sense. He's just a Ravens player.
I see the Chargers landing him too.
But he screams like there's 2 guys that scream a certain team's name for me. Jordan Davis screams Ravens and George Karlaftis screams New England Patriots. Like I really think Karlaftis just screams like the same thing. I think he screams New England Patriots to me.
You think he's versatile enough for Belichick? I don't see the fit.
Listen, Jeff, and I can tell you this because of the crowd that's in here. He is a right edge rusher.
Okay. I got you.
England Patriots.
I got you. He fits. I'm picking up what you're laying down now.
That was my initial thought. I just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, that's it. Like he screams, just looking at, he comes from Purdue, a white edge rusher. Right. He is the New England Patriots way, right?
You're right.
This. Like he's going to fall and go to the Patriots.
They will love him.
That was my thought process on the mock draft. Like, I'm like, yo, he just screams New England Patriots to me. And everybody was like, no, we're going to get.
He could be their Gordon Hayward. I got you.
Exactly. There you go. He's the Gordon Hayward of the NFL draft right there.
Yo, I love it. I'm watching Winning Time, and they're making Boston look so bad, and they're so mad about it, and it makes my heart swell with.
Yeah, well, Jerry West is ready to.
Oh, he
looks.
It's great. I love everything about it.
Who did the Eagles pick?
Jordan Davis.
That's what I'm saying. They're still.
He picked Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
What? You're on cable TV easily.
I'm on. Yeah, but I was on. You're on
cable TV.
The rest of us are streaming.
Jordan Davis.
Damn it.
You want me to be honest? I haven't seen Jordan Davis to the Eagles in any mock draft at all.
That's a great
Well, that's
he's
because
great.
the Eagles were all the way back. Nobody thought he was going to last that long.
Right, but but bro,
I had him going to the Ravens in all my mocks.
They traded up to get. I don't like it. I like it because
I do.
East, but
Fuck
I don't.
yeah.
Yo, he's wearing a suit too. That is so. It's amazing.
Oh, wait, is that his No, that can't be his former teammate. Who is this up here with a Bishop Gorman jersey?
There's a whole bunch of kids up there,
bro. They probably got.
They had Tony Gonzalez, Austin Eckler up for the
Saints
pick.
So, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't.
You know they be bringing random people.
The Jordan Davis suit is on fire. I love that guy.
School stars.
I'm so mad that he went to the Eagles.
Bro, it was a female in a football jersey. Are you sure the stars?
Frank, keep it down.
Huh?
It was a female. It was a female up there in a football jersey.
That's probably her boyfriend's jersey. What are we doing here? Or she plays flag football. You know, we're in the plot of like when you
flag football be lit.
Yeah, she probably plays flag football and is probably the star player of the flag football team.
Yeah,
I'm so upset.
Mo don't fuck with flag football anymore.
Oh no, I'm done with sports at this point.
You guys know who was drafted 13th overall in 1989?
1989 wasn't.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint.
Jeff Blake.
His son is a wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks right now.
Metcalf's dad,
Eric Metcalf.
Eric Metcalf, yeah.
Whoa. You tell me Eric Metcalf can't be his dad.
Eric Metcalf, yeah. You didn't know that his dad was in the NFL?
Nope.
Did he marry? I mean, I'm being serious here. Like, did he marry a WNBA player or something?
Because they created a monster. Like they
had DK working out, like lifting weights.
They don't make you taller,
but he's still like 6'3"
3 years old.
How tall is Eric Metcalf?
5'9".
He's 2 inches taller. He's an inch and a half taller than I am. He's 5'10".
Bruh.
How tall is DK?
Yo, do y'all see his highlights?
Let me look.
Ain't
right.
DK 6'4"?
He's like 6'2", 6'3". DK's just
He's a Metcalf at 6'4".
6'4".
Yeah, I was about to say he's like 6'3", 6'4".
And it's just 6'4" of just all muscle.
No, you're right. These Jordan Davis highlights are he's
not even
trying.
love that guy.
I love him.
Yeah, Jordan Davis is just a space eater, dude. Like he just plugs holes.
Yep.
You know, so not to be crazy, but you know what?
He's a starter day one, and his floor is so high. Like even if he's average, he's a good player for 10 years.
But you know what Jordan Davis looks like? A guy I went to high school with who started a rap career after high school football.
Jordan Davis ran a faster 40 time than Jerry Rice, I believe.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that just goes to tell of the word called evolution. That's all that is a testament to evolution.
That though, just if you wrap that around your mind, like this dude's 6
easy 300.
6'6", 330. Been the greatest receiver of all time.
Yeah. This Jerry Rice slander. I don't know if I'm here for this, Mo.
So I just want to give y'all a heads up. I just want to give y'all a heads up. At 16, when the pick is in, I am going to mute all of you guys because I don't want you guys spoiling the pick for me. I want to see it with my own eyes.
I'm about to get the confirmed picks out.
Confirm it.
Leave them alone, bro. Do not confirm nothing. Stay off of Twitter.
Incarcerated Bob leaks.
Has Twitter?
The Ravens pick has been in for 15 minutes. Say it.
It can't be Kyle Hamilton.
Jordan Davis got drafted. They got to reset.
I think the Ravens might go receiver and get Treylon Burks.
Ooh, they do need some weapons.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
They need some weapons. Like I know they got Hollywood Brown, and I know they went and got Bateman, but
if they don't, my hot take, my 2020 hot take is looking better and better every year.
The Ravens could be a team that does the Jeff method where, like, okay, you've seen what the Bengals do. You can never have enough weapons when you're trying to win the championship, especially like you got your quarterback. So now you go get weapons. Like, is Bateman and Hollywood Brown enough to get it done offensively in the AFC North?
Hollywood Brown isn't.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was just throwing it out there. So with Jeff's method, like you see what the Bengals did.
Their offensive line was so banged up last year. They'll probably go like Linderbaum or something.
Was banged up. Everybody was hurt.
That was the worst I've ever
Carr
seen.
ended up getting hurt. Marcus Peters was out for the year.
The Ravens were
ended up getting banged up late in the season. Like
Ravens were better than people think.
Yeah, their whole team was just banged up.
All their running backs was hurt.
They lost all their running backs and cornerbacks, and before the seat, like it was crazy.
Bro, their team was so banged up. Everybody started questioning whether everybody came with hot takes that Tyler Huntley is better than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
that's what people are coming out with.
And let's not forget that they lost 2 games that they went for a 2-point conversion. 2 games against good teams. They're in the playoffs.
But the game early in the season was when they barely.
There you go. Baltimore Ravens pick safety Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. Oh my God!
Really?
Why?
I mean, that's not bad though. If you're not gonna get weapons, then get guys who can stop the weapons. Like
they just signed the safety from the Saints.
Okay, so who had a monster at safety?
I guess. I mean, if you need it,
you know what?
It's not a bad pick on paper. Like
on paper,
because you know what that does. They commit to stopping Jamar Chase from going over the top. That's exactly what they just decided to do.
He's from Greece, man. He's from Greece. He ain't stopping Jamar Chase, man.
Irrelevant.
What? Why? Bro. We're in a world. We're so used to get quarterbacks or get a guy
because the Ravens don't play cover 3 or cover. They don't. That's not how they play.
They're going to play cover 2. They got Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey.
They might now. They might change.
They got Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams at safety. I mean, I think that's pretty solid when you're talking about stopping a pass-heavy league.
I'm with Hefe on
Marcus
paper.
Williams he be messing up a lot too, though. I mean, we all.
Yeah, but I just think on paper, when you're talking about stopping the pass, that's what you do. You got 2 good.
Everybody remembers the Minneapolis Miracle. Marcus Williams gives up about 2-3 of those a year.
That's y'all fault.
That's his fault. That's their fault. They signed him.
That's that voodoo y'all got.
Yeah, but does that not make the Ravens secondary crazy though? You got Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Kyle Hamilton, and Marcus Williams. Does that not make them?
I like the pick because
have an elite secondary.
I like the pick because even had they gone, like you said, had they gone receiver, you just add another weapon. Well, with Hamilton, you just add another weapon to your defense. I like the pick.
I think.
I'm not. If he's as good as everybody thinks, it's a really good pick. If he's,
if he's that good, they win.
I'm not going to argue with all these guys.
Hey, Hefe, that's a product of Brian Kelly.
You know how I feel about that.
That's a product of Brian Kelly.
I think at that point, it became a best player available pick. Kyle Hamilton is probably the best player available at 14.
Which is why I don't hate the pick because we talked about this off air all the time. The whole drafting for need usually ends up biting you in the ass.
True. Let me see.
When you draft the best player available, and Kyle Hamilton was top 5 for a long time.
That's a good point.
I think it becomes one of those the Ravens didn't overthink it. Kyle Hamilton was sitting right there. Let's get the best player available.
That's a good point.
Because
I think they did the right thing. We'll see.
I feel I just look at it when the Cowboys you pick you fall victim to either you overthink it and reach for a guy or just get the best player available. We did that with CeeDee Lamb, and it's would you say that was a terrible pick? No, don't.
Devin Booker.
Don't overthink it. Just go get the guy. This was a top.
The Commanders pick is in.
So the Cardinals just traded the 23rd overall pick to the Ravens for number 100 and Hollywood Brown.
What?
Oh, they're going
to Mike Garofalo. Arizona traded number 23 overall and number 100 and Hollywood Brown.
Wait, so pick 20 and 100 for Hollywood.
23. I'm
pick
sorry.
20. That's kind of dumb.
No,
Hamilton plays
they're going to get Treylon Burks or Christian Watson from North Dakota State.
No, I'm saying that's dumb for Arizona.
Didn't they just lose AJ Green?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is because
they had DeAndre Hopkins on the outside.
They needed
they got Rondale Moore, Andy Isabella, AJ Green, and
they got rid of AJ Green, right?
No, he went back.
No, they still have AJ Green.
Wait a minute, you guys are counting AJ Green as
absolutely. AJ Green still produces.
Even if he's half of a weapon, he's still half of a weapon.
Oh, that's true. He is half a weapon. I will absolutely concede
straight up. I count AJ Green as far as to justify not trading out of the number 23 pick. It ain't even about them going to grab a wide receiver. You need an offensive line. Kyler Murray back there running for his life when he asking for
Kenyon Green to Texas
$300
A&M.
Yeah, but we don't know if he has to be running for his life. That doesn't always mean it's the offensive line's fault. Mahomes runs for his life too. That ain't always the offensive line's fault.
Stop, Charlie. Yeah, I don't.
So Kenyon Green to Houston. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
I'm gonna get a beer since Rob's gonna mute us anyway.
Yeah.
Damn Pelicans, man. Pelicans choke.
You know what? I'm about to go pour up another cup. Give me a second.
Hey, Shane, what's the score?
Can I just 108 to 104? A minute and a half.
Who's up?
Phoenix.
Oh yeah, bye Pelicans. Good job. Good
season. Lock down.
You know what? That was a great run by the Pelicans.
Zion.
That's a great run by the Pelicans.
Yeah, wait till Zion come back.
Our pick is in. I just want to let you know our pick is in.
Ingram is a dude.
That much closer to the couch coach.
Can I get off camera? Do I have to turn off my camera? Or can I just mute it and then go pour up a drink?
I'm walking off.
You can go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute.
Jeff, what are you drinking tonight? I'm just curious.
I was drinking lemon iced tea and some whiskey.
Okay.
It's really delicious. And then now I'm going to drink a beer now.
So my go-to drink is Crown Royal Apple and cranberry juice.
And cranberry. People love that shit around here, man.
One of my favorite drinks, I don't want to say growing up because that sounds weird. But one of my favorite drinks is a Washington Apple, which is basically it's Crown Royal.
Yeah.
Apple sour pucker and cranberry juice. That's all it is. And
Apple
the fact
pucker.
that when Crown Royal came out with Apple, I thought, okay, that's one less drink that I have to buy.
Yep, one less ingredient. People love that shit around here, man. They buy it a lot. We did March Madness a few years ago, and we used to have a big party, and there's 30 of us, and we started buying those, and we drank the place out of them. That's the first time I ever drank them. It was wild. A bunch of grown men just drinking Crown Apple and cranberry all night, and it was good.
It's so good. And even the nights that I pour a little too much Crown than I do cranberry, it's still
fine.
Still really good.
Yeah, I went with.
I've been meaning to ask you this. How did you become a Redskins fan in Raider in Niner country?
So, my father's father was murdered by his uncle far before my dad was even really conscious. I think my dad was 3 at the time. So my dad, his father figure in his life when he was a kid was his uncle, who was very close to his native heritage. So that's why he was a Washington fan. And then my dad obviously grew up. And my dad was born in 1971. He was born a few months before Washington lost to the Dolphins in the Dolphins' perfect season in 1972. And so my dad just stuck with the team. And so when I was born, my first jersey was a Heath Schuler jersey, which was very unfortunate for my life. And I've just been for a point in time when I was a kid, because my parents weren't together when I was growing up. My mom's husband at the time was a Niner fan, so I was kind of a 49er fan. And then me and my dad at the time made a bet. We played one year, I think in 98. Washington and the Niners played, and me and my dad made a bet. Whoever lost had to convert to the other team. Now that I'm 29, looking back on it, my dad, no way in hell my dad would have ever switched teams. But that was the day that Washington had beat the Niners that day, and I converted, and it's been history ever since. Good or bad, I don't know yet. But
are we talking about how we became?
No, I just asked him specifically because he was basically Raiders and Niners country. Like, how you become a?
Oh yeah, because he's from Cali.
That's why I was actually a 49er fan for the
right
longest.
Out of Fresno. Like you're
on weekends. On weekends, I was with my mom and her husband, who her husband at the time was a 49er fan. So that's all we watched was 49er games. And of course, that was the time of Steve Young, Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Jerry Rice was my favorite player growing up.
Yeah.
He was a beast. That whole night, I remember a lot of those Niner teams though too, like Garrison Hurst and J.J. Stokes and everybody.
Jeff Garcia was one of my favorite players. He was just different. I liked him. I liked how he jumped in the pocket. Like most quarterbacks you saw at that time, and since then, they'll take their drop and they'll just kind of stand there. Jeff Garcia was always bouncing. And I don't know why at 8 years old I like that, but I grew to like it.
Imagine having to watch a lot of Jeff Garcia when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just imagine that. Like being from Florida and like you're guaranteed to get Bucs games to watch NFL. And that was before we could stream everything and be able to catch every game. You're getting the local game, so you're getting the Bucs. Imagine having to watch Jeff Garcia and Bruce Gradkowski rock the number 7 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Hey, Shane, is the game over yet?
Entertainment.
I turned it off. I thought the pick was in. Damn,
Mo.
No, I mean 112 to 109. Booker at the free throw line.
In recent memory, let's say in the last 20 years, what's been your favorite Dallas pick?
Favorite? I'm gonna just go bias. Ezekiel Elliott.
We got y'all super.
I remember like when we picked Ezekiel Elliott, I was in boot camp, and my dad sent me the. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
All right, we'll go back to that after.
No, we didn't. We really didn't want to hear it.
Thank you, Jeff, for muting yourself. What?
I didn't want to say anything. I knew he was going to be upset.
Ask me, who did they pick? Who did they pick? I haven't seen it yet. Who did they pick?
A wide receiver from Penn State.
Jahan Dotson?
Yeah.
They picked him before Treylon Burks.
Big Ten is better than the SEC.
Welcome to the NFC East, baby. Welcome to the NFC East, where the Dallas Cowboys will remain atop of the worst division in football.
Well, good for y'all.
Hey, you want me to be honest though? Like with nobody, bro, that's not a bad pick.
Yes, it is.
You want me to be honest? That's not a bad pick.
Absolutely a bad pick.
But where were they? Hold on.
That's a second round.
You on mute. Unmute yourself. I don't.
It's a bad pick where they.
And he left. He got out of here.
Rob needed a break.
You know why he gets that, Jeff? Because he focused all day on how I would react on the Cowboys pick. And then he's like, look at him. And you know what, Jeff? You can't back him saying, hey, this is the best guy in the draft. At least you were like, hey, y'all just picked the best guy in the draft. Why are you upset?
No, this is the worst pick out of the 16. They just got a second or third round.
Second. He was second. He wasn't third.
But he's a small speed receiver. He's a niche receiver.
He's
a niche receiver.
You know what he is? He's a worse version of Terry McLaurin. They just drafted a worse Terry McLaurin.
Right.
Jesus.
He's just a receiver. There's 100 of him. He's got. I mean, I see
that. Yeah, that's so far.
Who is New Orleans going to pick?
Oh, that's the worst pick so far. 100%.
That's the worst pick by far.
Here we go, Chargers. Here we go.
Bro, most people didn't have
just pick Zion Johnson, Boston College.
Good pick.
That's not bad.
That's a good pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solid interior offensive lineman.
I know exactly who Dallas is going to pick.
Damn.
They're picking Trevor Penning, the offensive lineman out of Northern Iowa.
Titans traded up.
I think they're going to go offensive line.
Damn. Hey, Philly's traded all their picks.
The Titans about to get Treylon Burks.
Titans going to get a quarterback.
No, they're getting Treylon Burks.
Hey, Philly has traded all of these picks.
Oh, really?
So Jeff, you know what's crazy? We're in a world where a quarterback hasn't been taken yet.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that like when we had like pick 11.
Tennessee just traded up.
Okay,
they're getting Treylon Burks.
They're going to get a quarterback.
No, they're getting Treylon Burks.
Bro, AJ Brown traded to the Eagles.
The Eagles. They just traded AJ Brown to the Eagles. Oh my God!
Rob had to go.
Y'all said there was going to be fireworks today. Here we go.
Oh, they just traded AJ Brown to the Eagles.
Hey, y'all think Rob is on Fanatics right now, ordering his jersey?
Cowboy jersey?
It's all good.
AJ Brown just went to the Eagles, bro.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, I just muted all of you right now. For the simple fact that I am fucking done with this team. Ron Rivera needs to go. Why do you trade back? You trade back. Garrett Wilson is still on the board. Assuming you really wanted a receiver at this fucking point. Assuming you really wanted a receiver at this point, and I'm all of you are muted right now because right now I need to talk. Assuming a receiver is what you absolutely fucking wanted right now because you have to give garbage ass Carson Wentz every single fucking possibility to be fucking successful at this point because you're paying $28.3 fucking million for him. Let me turn my gain down. I'm sorry, Mo. You're paying $28.3 million for Carson fucking Wentz. And you think it's a good idea to take this dude out of Penn State when Garrett Wilson is still on the board? I don't care who's running the team at this point, whether it's Dan Snyder, Tanya Snyder, Jeff Bezos when he buys the team, Elon Musk if he ends up fucking buying the team. I don't care at this point. What the fuck is Ron Rivera doing? I don't understand. That's back-to-back first-round picks that you have royally, immensely, without a doubt, completely fucked up. Taking Jamin Davis over Joke last year, which has been an absolute fucking disaster. Taking this dude out of fucking Penn State over Garrett fucking Wilson. You trade back. You pass up on Chris Olave. You pass up on Kyle Hamilton. Ron Rivera, what the fuck? What the actual fuck are you doing with this fucking team? Y'all can speak on it because I'm done.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Baby?
Hey.
Chris Olave.
Well, Tennessee got Treylon Burks. Murphy called that one.
They was trading up for Treylon Burks. They traded a receiver to draft a cheaper receiver.
Yeah, sure.
Because their offensive lineman that they wanted, Zion Johnson, he was gone. That's why they did it. That's why they pulled that move. Because the offensive lineman they wanted was gone.
Why don't they draft a quarterback? Tannehill fucking sucks.
Yeah, but like, no.
Yeah, but none of these quarterbacks are better than Tannehill.
I'm not drafting Malik Willis for Tannehill. Bro, they were the 1 seed in the AFC. I know they underachieved, but like, I'm not going and giving up on Ryan Tannehill for Malik Willis when they were the 1 seed in the AFC with no Derrick.
Did you see their strength of schedule to end the year?
Number one, fuck the Titans.
That's what happened.
100%, without a doubt, fuck the Titans. The Titans are irrelevant. I don't give a shit about the Titans. I care less about the Titans.
Want us to talk? Well, I'm not going to weigh in on the pick because you're going to.
I care less about the Titans than I do the fucking Cowboys.
So now. Can we all say at once? Worst pick in the draft so far.
Jahan pick in the draft.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible. I tried to shed some.
And the fact that we have to deal with AJ fucking Brown twice a year.
How did you guys get the Titans?
Nah, you'll deal with him once a year because he's hurt the other half.
Yeah, I'm fine with AJ Brown. I'm not really.
No, because the NFL likes to schedule Washington and the Eagles twice within the first like 6 or 7 weeks.
He still won't be available.
He'll still probably only play one of those games. He's always hurt.
That's their fault.
And AJ Brown.
That's their fault.
He's catching passes from Jalen Hurts. Don't worry about it. We're not dealing with AJ Brown.
Yeah, you guys are right.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about that. Like, that's nice for the Eagles to really like go all in and see if Jalen Hurts is the guy. That's cool. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, that could be a scary duo. That's great on Madden when Madden first releases, but by week 4, it's like, oh damn, I ain't got AJ Brown.
Tell me we couldn't get AJ Brown for the fucking 16th pick of the draft.
But you don't want AJ Brown. He's always hurt.
Yeah, you don't want AJ Brown, bro.
He's always
I think AJ Brown over whoever the fuck we just drafted.
Hey, man.
You would have been excited about AJ Brown until he's hurt in week 4, and he'd be pissed because he's hurt for the next 8 weeks.
Because you guys know what happened last time we drafted a guy with the last name of Dotson.
No,
he made one good catch for us.
You guys probably could have got DK Metcalf for that pick.
That's what I'm saying.
That was low. Like that's cruises.
Yeah,
you could have got. Hey, they should have. They might have thrown in David Putney.
Hey, so Stu said
it. Goddamn Putney because I feel like it.
But Stu said it best. Imagine taking AJ Brown for a discount AJ Brown. Like imagine trading for AJ Brown for the discount AJ Brown and Traylon Burks. Like just imagine doing like you just traded for a guy that you're better at.
I gotta stop you guys.
You're not trading.
I gotta get my Sancho on here, my main man, my
coach,
side dude.
Come get your boy, coach.
What? Please,
come get your man's.
Convince me that this was not a complete. Please convince me that this one was not a complete clusterfuck.
Call an Uber, coach. Call an Uber.
A part of me is I didn't honestly. I didn't like the pick either. I really wanted Cal Hamilton. I figured that was going to potentially be that pick, but Baltimore swooped it under the rug. Now I'm really mad because now this whole AJ Brown going to Philadelphia. I'm pissed. I'm like this is not fair. Like life's not fair.
But like, you didn't want AJ Brown though. That's all.
I'm talking about Philly. I didn't want AJ Brown. I'm talking about just Philly in general.
I'm glad he's in Philly.
Yeah,
he only played in the first 4 weeks. I'm glad he's in Philly. I'm not worried about it.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking about as a, as a rival, and that's one of their biggest. That's one of their biggest weaknesses, a wide receiver, and they end up getting that, and they traded him for pennies on a dime, and that's what make you think like, damn, I wish you're looking at all these other picks where it's like you got so much value of trading back and what have you. So it's just like,
You know what I hope, Jeff?
If we would have gotten both their first round picks, I would have been okay with it. I would have been a little bit more okay with it. But the fact that we used our only first round pick on Jahan Dotson, because all I can think of is Josh Dotson.
Right, for TCU, yeah.
Clusterfuck.
That's Dotson. That's
underwhelming.
Yeah, but still,
garbage receiver who could not adjust to the NFL game.
Hey coach, man, Sonny Weaver, he can't save this.
Yo, that's what I'm. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite football movies of all time. When I was on deployment, I watched that every single night, and I still think Sonny Weaver Jr. is stupid for not taking that initial pick or that initial trade. I mean,
yeah, he got really fired.
Only trading.
You need to listen to me and Coach's show. Like Sonny Weaver got fired the next day for sexual harassment and a whole other litany.
Bro, they literally
allegations.
They literally did. The Eagles literally did trade for a younger AJ Brown, though. Like
that's a good trade.
They're much cheaper. But no, not the Eagles. I'm saying the Titans did.
The Titans.
But like, yeah,
hey, Coach, what team we going to?
The Eagles gave up their pick for a younger AJ Brown. Where does that make sense for the Eagles? Like now you're about to have to pay this guy who does get hurt $28 million, $25 million. Like that, good for the Eagles. Screw up the division. I love it.
But still, I mean, that's
who's still on the clock. You know who's still on the clock? Jacoby.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, that's what I'm sitting here looking at. I wouldn't be mad at that one for the Saints.
Jacoby Dean is still there.
I won't be mad if the Saints get that.
No, he's falling to Dallas. Let's stop the
no.
We need to go ahead and start replacing DeMario Davis. He's getting up there.
The Eagles gave him a four-year, $100 million deal.
So they paid him $25 million a year.
Damn, they already.
Yeah, but 4 years means it's only 3 years. Nobody plays a contract down in the NFL.
But it's still $25 million a year. Like you essentially just traded and have to pay a guy that you could have just got.
But it's not $25 million a year. You get all that. It's probably like $10 million a year.
I mean, yeah, but you could have just you literally.
That's not a big contract in the NFL.
They're even showing the comparison. Like you essentially could just drafted Treylon Burks and been set.
Hey, Mo, real quick, I'm gonna stop you right there. We got I think our newest member to the network, our boy Beesman. He's
Beesman's here.
What's going on, Beesman?
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
He's here about the Pittsburgh Steelers draft Malik Willis.
I pray to God they don't.
Well, your reaction won't be worse than Rob's with Jahan Dotson, so I'm not. Really,
I saw that pick and it made me scratch my head.
bro.
Not gonna lie, I was about this close to shutting down this entire stream.
Bro, literally nobody had Dotson going ahead of like Treylon Burks.
It was a reach.
Or even Christian Watson, the receiver out of NDSU, North Dakota State.
Let alone fucking Garrett Wilson.
Exactly.
Rick is there.
Let's be real, though. It doesn't really matter. Carson Wentz is throwing the football in Washington.
He didn't put up terrible numbers in Indianapolis. He was, as much as Stu wants to deny it, he is still the reason that they didn't make the fucking playoffs.
He is 100%. 100%.
I agree 100%.
He still was 27-7. That's like an average quarterback,
which is decent. But the fact
he
that
is an average quarterback.
When all you had to do was beat the team with the number one overall pick.
Yeah, he just folded in the biggest game. Had they beat Jacksonville, nobody would be dogging Carson Wentz the way they are.
He did have 27-7, but I watched a couple games where he threw some bad balls, and
everybody's not going to have a star quarterback. Everybody is not going to have a star quarterback. That's the whole thing. Is like, bro, some people are going to have an above average quarterback. Some people are going to have superstar quarterbacks, and then the rest of the league is going to have average to below average quarterbacks. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like, I have an above average quarterback in Dallas. Like, that's pretty much about it. He's above average. But like, I'm not going to get a superstar quarterback because he's above average. You're not going to get rid of Dak because you're probably going to decrease for the next 2 to 3 years waiting on the next young guy. So like, everybody has this like, oh yeah, we got to go get a quarterback. But like, bro, there's only 5, 6 superstar quarterbacks. Then it's above average. And then the majority of the league is average. And then you have that back end that's below average or terrible. Like, who are you going to get instead of Carson Wentz? You were going to trust Malik Willis throwing the ball this year? Like, no.
But
it's a project quarterback.
Like you've been saying this entire night, it's all about the future. Carson Wentz, I don't believe is the guy.
Have you ever failed a project?
Saints took Trevor Penning.
Trevor Penning?
Come on, Saints.
They nailed it, bro. They got Chris Olave and Trevor Penning. They just nailed it.
We solid. Yeah, we did everything we needed to do.
They literally just nailed the first round. They got their two biggest.
Check if my remote is still working.
But have you ever failed a project? Like, that's what I'm at. Have you failed a project? Yes, I assume everybody in here failed a project. Was therefore means going to get a project quarterback, there is room to fail. So I don't think that Washington should have got. Yes, Carson Wentz isn't the answer, but you can't tell. Even thinking about the future, bro, I can't trust that a guy that I don't think can start in the first year or two is the answer. We don't have a bunch of Aaron Rodgers sitting around. Like, it's not like a guy who can't start in year one is Aaron Rodgers. You know why? Because you don't have Brett Favre sitting in that starting spot prior to drafting Aaron Rodgers. Like, I don't think the Washington drafting Malik Willis was the move.
Yeah, I agree.
If the preference was getting, like, we didn't get Jahan Dotson and we would have rather got a quarterback, like, I don't think the quarterback was the answer. Like, I think you should be more upset of, like, why didn't we get Chris Olave or Kyle Hamilton or something like that? But to think that, like, oh, we should have grabbed a quarterback. Like, no, bro, I don't want to grab a quarterback that I have to wait 2 to 3 years to start because people fail projects all the time. Anybody that you consider a project quarterback is a below average quarterback most of his career.
I think Josh Allen was absolutely consideed a project.
But he's like the one.
Absolutely.
But he's like the one.
Mean, shit,
Mo, you do this every time you're wrong. You say, but
no, but there's always an exception for everyone.
Mahomes was a project.
When they drafted Tom Brady,
Tom Brady, Mahomes.
Coach, I want to give you a chance to speak.
All right, Baker went number 1 as a project quarterback. Fail.
All right, just as far as this is topic or just in general.
Baker wasn't a project quarterback.
No.
He went number 1.
He went number 1.
He shouldn't have went.
You don't draft a project quarterback.
No. Them being wrong and him being a project quarterback are two different things.
He wasn't supposed to start.
But the common denominator in all those, the ones that were successful, they had successful offensive coordinators and offensive staff for them. It's all about the fit. That's the biggest thing because you look at just from that standpoint of, like you said, we look at Patrick Mahomes. If he would have went to Cleveland, would he have been successful? Especially you think about like Freddie Kitchens, all this turnover, Todd Haley, all this, but he had that constant and hate to say it like this, but like Matt Nagy, Eric Bieniemy, those guys, and also Andy Reid, that's what made them successful. And it's all about surrounding stuff. And you look at Josh Allen. You got a guy like a Brian Daboll who helped his development. Yep. So it's just all about who's there too. You can like you said, you can have the best quarterbacks, but you got to have a support system around them. And so that's the biggest thing. You look at like Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, I had the biggest question mark on him. But he had a guy like, he had a guy like Pep Hamilton his first year, and that helped develop him. Anthony Lynn, even to his credit, even though he's no longer there, but he was an integral part of his success. So a lot of it too is just who you surround your quarterback with.
Yeah. I would say one Baker.
That's what Phil Baker.
Yep, I'd say everybody know if Tom Brady goes to Cleveland, like he doesn't have 7 Super Bowls. Like that's just the truth. But like I would say a guy that overcome it who had I think Deshaun Watson was good in spite of everything going on. Like every now and then you get a guy that's just like, oh, he's so good. But no, Coach, you're exactly right. It's fit. It's you mix these guys up. If Peyton Manning goes to the wrong team, he doesn't have the career. It's like so on. It just on and on and on. But that's also like what I'm trying to say is like you still have to like try. Like the Steelers are probably getting ready to draft a quarterback because they got to try. They might be wrong, but they got to try.
Even though, like you said, I don't think they should because, like I said, like y'all know, my nephew Mitchell Joe Montana Trubisky.
I agree with you. I just think they're going to. You're right.
Montana, I love it.
Fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, but what if you get what if you get Trubisky and Powell on the same team and Howell on the same team though?
If we draft Sam Howell, I am leaving my house.
Oh, whoa. Bees was a Steeler.
Hey,
might be the safest pick.
He's terrible.
He's the safest pick though.
He's terrible.
But if Sam Howell goes, I'm looking forward to where he's going. That'd be fun.
Wasn't he supposed to be the top quarterback coming into the season?
Oh, by far, he's supposed to be the top pick.
But to his defense, you lost.
Javonte
Williams. Yeah,
I think if he goes after this, I think he's a deal.
Yeah, but think about it. He lost a lot of guys that his year. You think about he lost Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, the running backs, Diami, Dez Newsome. He lost a lot of guys. So
Coach, you know what bothers me most, Coach, is that Sam gets killed for losing with a big time team, but nobody cares that Willis played for Liberty. Like it's not fair how they judge how they judge that. It doesn't make any sense how you're gonna criticize Sam for playing extremely better competition and losing, and then Willis they're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
So if Howell would have played for Liberty, would he be the number 1 pick in the draft? Probably. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, because the only really hiccup a lot of people talk about is that Ole Miss game, the Ole Miss. That's like, I wouldn't say that's his hiccup, but that's kind of one of his only really like competition.
Competitive game. Yeah.
Hey, real quick. I got to add one of our guys. He's come on, our guy Thad. Thad, what's going on?
The guru.
Trayvon Walker in the house.
Nah, chill. Y'all can hear me though?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect.
All right, good. What's good?
Bro, you always come in clear. I don't know why you like. I ain't got no headphones.
Nah.
Come in clear.
Hey, Thad, how do you feel about Trayvon Walker at number 1?
Oh, I'm good with it. I would have went with Hutchinson, but I mean, if our D-line coach is what people say it is and they get the best out of him, I'm okay with the pick. If it pans out, we'll see though.
I think we all waiting on the Steelers pick to see if
my stomach is on the floor right now.
I think Beesman dips as soon as he came in.
There it is. This was the.
I
ain't gonna spoil it.
Kenny Pickett?
No. Mo, Beesman ain't seen it, bro.
My bad.
I did say in the group chat only me and Mo would be the one announcing picks on the stream.
My fault.
I'm
not.
Okay, how you feel?
The only thing I can really say is this is who I said we were gonna draft.
Oh, this was the can't miss of the draft.
Yeah, this can't miss. Yeah, this was kind of like a.
I mean, he
guaranteed
went to Pittsburgh. I think he's gonna fit in like Ben fit in whenever he got drafted. I just don't know if he's gonna be nearly as good.
I actually like this because they it's the intel because they practice at the same facility, so they know this guy intimately more so than probably most quarterbacks they probably scouted years on down the line. So I actually think this is a smart move for them because they know him a lot more than probably most. They probably studied him more than most in the quarterbacks in their own facility. That so.
Coach,
I get it.
Coach, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Does Ron Rivera last till next season? Is he?
No.
Is he our head coach in 2023?
He needs some milk.
Well, part of me, I don't know. To me, I'm really focused on 2023 as far as for my quarterbacks. There's a kid that's the apple of Mo and Jeff's from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Or give me the kid from Pasadena and Bryce Young. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's 2023.
But is Ron Rivera the guy who's drafting them?
No, Ron Rivera didn't survive this season.
No, because I think if we get one of those Southern California kids, if we're drafting the top 2 next year, he's not there next year. For
Don't be rude.
We are, Mo. You know how it is with us.
What is that?
Murph got them buttons, man. He keep pressing them buttons.
Right, pressing them buttons.
Pressing all of them.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, I think if he has another unsuccessful season, he's out the door.
Yeah,
we've seen kind of Snyder's pass.
Hey, Thad, how do you feel about Pickett being the first QB?
I mean, they're obviously comfortable with him. He played in the same stadium. I mean, I would have gone with Malik as a project to sit behind Trubisky, but I mean, I don't know what they see in him over Willis. Honestly, I would have taken him because he's the better project, and Trubisky I think he has 1 or 2 years to hold it down, and then they're gonna move on. But I mean,
to me, it feels like Pickett. I mean, and these you never know. Again, we all know the Tom Brady story. Anything can happen, but it seems like Pickett doesn't have a super high ceiling. Like it kind of feels like what you're getting. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to be. He can't become Josh Allen. Like I don't think he can physically become a guy like that. Can he?
I don't think he's going to be asked.
And especially in Pittsburgh with the win, like
he did it in college though. So
yeah,
stadium, but I mean,
but not in December and January.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to have to go to Cleveland and Baltimore where it's going to be snowing and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about his size and arm strength and all that. I could be wrong because obviously his arm is pretty. It's not mediocre, but it's not above average. So
yeah,
I think this pick was almost more of the fans are going to love him 21. Whether he's good or not. So we kind of can't take any. We're not going to really take a lot of flack.
I don't know, man. Steelers fans like they like. But
winning. they love guys who have been in Pittsburgh already, and I think Steelers fans are gonna look at the fact that it's almost homegrown.
That's fine, but if you draft based on what your fans want, you're gonna be bad.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a job very long, but
you're gonna be bad.
But before we get into that more, I gotta bring
like
he did a whole wardrobe change, which I appreciate.
Oh, Ken.
Our boy
Ken
Ken
in the house.
Who hit on his bets, his first 2 bets of the night, hit 2 for 1.
I'm 4 for 4 right now.
Nice.
Real quick though, what's KC moving up for?
I don't care.
They moved up.
They 21.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, they moved up to 21. Which honestly, at this point, I don't care. Not gonna lie.
Let's see who's best.
Here's the good thing about not working for somebody like ESPN or Fox Sports 1 is that I don't have to hide my bias. I do not care what happens the next 9 fucking picks.
George Pickens. George Pickens. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to take George Pickens.
No freaking way.
And
they're not moving up.
You're pretty smart. Sometimes you're 4 for 4, like you had mentioned. You're 4 for 4 tonight on the draft. Please, can you make me and Coach feel a little bit better about this fucking god awful pick at 16?
Ken doesn't even know who Jahan Dotson is.
Neither did I. Not gonna lie. I had no idea
Penn
who
State
he was.
fans might forget.
I knew who he was, but
Moses out here being disrespectful.
Because he's in the Big Ten.
I mean, he's not wrong. He was just being disrespectful.
Is this Linderbaum?
Didn't bet on Dotson. Like it
should be.
Is it Linderbaum? Even though is he a center or is he a guard?
He's a center.
Center. Yeah, he's a center.
They got, if you talk about
are they going to replace Creed?
Nah, hell no.
He can play guard. No, he can play guard.
Creed Humphrey was pretty decent last year.
Yeah,
He's a
very
Ferentz
good.
kid. That guy can play any position on the line.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey was pretty good unless they're like, oh, we're gonna get Linderbaum and then move Creed Humphrey to like guard or something.
Jermaine Johnson's out there. That's talent.
Hey,
that's a talented player.
That was everybody's guaranteed top 10 pick too. That's what's crazy.
I'm being
He
biased.
still get to keep number 30 overall. They trade number 29, 94, 121 to New England.
Who, the Chiefs?
Yeah.
I say George Pickens.
There ain't no way.
I think they get a receiver.
Yeah, but do you think he's the next best?
Who?
Trent McDuffie.
Oh, the corner.
McDuffie?
Yeah,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that. That's the right pick.
That makes sense. Corner. I forgot McDuffie was still out there.
Yep.
He slipped.
I thought we was gonna get him. That's what I thought we were slipping to get him. Initially. In my
mock, I think I had them getting Andrew Booth Jr.
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of surprised the Steelers didn't get him.
No, what?
So somebody part of the Commanders' Twitter, universe said we moved back on passing. We moved back passing on elite talent guys for guys whose comp is Deontay Johnson and Pitt. It's a mid-round talent, but go off.
But you know what? I'll be honest with you. Initially, that pick, because we get the third and a fourth. This is the kind of draft I think will be good for us because we only had 6 picks. Now we get 8.
Well, she almost hurt that baby.
Like, to me, I look at that's what we're gonna get. Kind of we just gotta be smart.
But
Friday.
your first round hit, your first round pick has to hit.
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Who's Green
Your
Bay?
first round pick has to hit.
Yeah, that's true. It has to hit. But I'm looking at this. This is the simple fact of this third and fourth pick coming up for Friday and Saturday. There's value in that, which I'm hoping. I think that's where we're gonna really capitalize because we only had 6 picks. We get 2 more. Well, you think that's funny, but guess what? Those third and fourth round picks can come to Dallas and kick your ass. Okay.
I guess so.
Kick what?
Kick your ass.
That was perfect.
Y'all laugh now.
They're gonna come and kick our
Coach, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the soundboard.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying this night with the beautiful dollars flowing into my bank account.
Yeah.
I'm actually very interested to see the Packers pick up right here.
So there's only 3 prop bets left.
George Pickens. I'm gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. George.
Oh my God, bro.
I'm just gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off at this point. Bro, they're gonna trade up and satisfy Aaron Rodgers with George Pickens. Bro, their best receiver is Alan Lazard. They better get a goddamn receiver.
That's what I'm thinking.
Aaron Rodgers
But they
doesn't
pick
care
here
about
and at
He's all about
28.
himself.
Trevor Penning. I hope they call Trevor Penning for the freaking
The
Packers.
Saints got him, right?
Yeah, they already got it.
Yeah,
the Saints.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, Buddy from Central Michigan. I hope they grab him. Like, that's who I hope they grab.
I hope they draft Malik Willis just because why not draft an unnecessary first round quarterback then just lock in Aaron Rodgers for another number of years.
If they were to get Malik Willis, bro,
2 quarterbacks in 3 years.
That's a quarterback.
The city on fire.
Oh, Rodgers is demanding out again to then just play week 1 anyways.
Man, Rodgers ain't going nowhere. He just want his money. He don't care about.
Yeah, he definitely did. He doesn't care about Devontae or anybody. Just give him my money.
Yeah, he just give me my money. I don't care about all
I
that.
think he gave up like 2 years ago. They weren't trying to give him no help at this point. He's like, "All right, just give me my money till I retire, and I'm out of here."
Yeah,
like get rid of everybody. He just want his money.
Yeah, because he want his bag, bro. Like I want to I want to out on $100 million deal. Just give me my bag. I don't care about any of that other stuff.
I like this Roger slander. I'm here for all of it.
Cause that's what he showed. Like he could have.
You don't have to tell me. You know,
Adams. Like he just was like, bro, give me my bag on my way out the door.
I think he was patient enough.
What pisses me off the most is that he goes on Pat McAfee every fucking week. And he sits there and talks about how much he cares about his guys and all this stuff. And then he just sold him down the river. Like, nah, man, I'm gonna take my $100 million and peace out.
What the
fuck? So the Packers are picking right now.
Yeah,
who they get?
Fuck?
Please
I
tell me
can't
it's
announce
Malik
anything.
Willis. If it's Malik Willis, I'm
No,
gonna-
I know who it is, but I don't.
Bro,
Quay Walker out of
Walker.
Georgia. The
Who?
Bills,
Quay
Quay
Walker.
Walker,
Quay
Bills.
Bill linebacker.
Not
Quay
even the
Walker out
Kobe
of Georgia.
They went and got Quay Walker. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is asking out tomorrow.
Yo,
The Bills,
They
the
do pick
Buffalo
at
Bills have
28.
traded up to pick 23 according to Field Yates.
They do pick
what
at 28.
the fuck?
They
I'm
don't need
gonna
wide receiver.
stop riding the George Pickens train, but
Please.
I think George Pickens is a pick for the Bills. But I'm gonna stop riding.
Was
the train.
Nakobe Dean not the better linebacker?
Didn't he have? Was he part of the group that had medical red flags? Because it was like I know it was Devin Lloyd,
He was.
There's
Evan
an
Neal,
asterisk next to Quay Walker's name. I don't know why.
because he's a third round pick. But you know,
I think the
hey,
Bills
that
may
could be
take
true.
Jermaine Johnson right here.
bro, they just drafted a DN like last year.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
the
thought-
Bills
Hey,
have the
you're on mute.
23rd and the
I'm
20th.
with
you're-
Beesman. That's a
The
good.
Bills, Brees Hall?
No,
Oh
No.
I wouldn't trade up for that.
No, I was
If
asking.
they
I was
look,
asking.
Brees
I
Hall-
was asking. I
look,
wasn't
Look.
saying-
Here's
I
the
was
thing.
asking.
Here's the
I
thing
was
about
asking.
running
I
backs.
wasn't
Jeff
saying-
hates running backs. I love running backs. I was a running back in high school.
Hey, Brees Hall ain't even an NFL
So
running
I
back.
love running backs.
I was
Kenneth
asking. I was
Walker
just-
is not a first round talent by
You know
any
what?
stretch of the imagination.
Kenny
That's what I
Walker?
want tomorrow. I hope we get him
Washington, if
tomorrow.
the Commanders take him at 47, I'm okay with it.
Yes, I said.
in the 47. He won't.
Debo
drop.
Samuel
You
was
can
like the
lower your
7th best
expectations.
running back in the league. That's how important running backs are. Am I wrong?
Hey, coach, are we doing a
Who?
show this week?
Debo
Yeah, we do
Samuel.
one. What you want? What day you want to do one?
Who's first?
Debo Samuel's top 5 running back.
I think I'm gonna be on leave on Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm not gonna have any
Alvin
work at
Kamara,
all
number
Wednesday,
one.
Thursday.
Oh, what'd you take?
Okay.
A 48?
Let me know.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, and then we got to do the name too. We got to do the the new name joint. Yeah.
We got
Still waiting on my
17
Antonio Gibson
pickers.
jersey.
What is it? The Commanders podcast?
Is it the Washington Dotsons?
So
No, watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
so
Yeah.
real quick. So what do you guys think? So we're thinking about the Cruise and Coach Commanders podcast, playing with the C's, or Coach and Cruise Commander podcast.
I was cruising coach or coaching cruise. I think I like the coaching cruise.
Coach and Cruise,
Coach and Cruz Commanders.
yeah,
Coaching cruise.
or
oh no, cruising coach has a right.
or the Commanders Coach and Cruise, or Cruise and Coach.
The Commanders
I
coaching
think-
cruise.
We got to go Coach
hold
and
on.
Cruz.
I think
No,
coach and
no.
cruise rolls, but then cruise and coach. You know what? Just call it the Losers Podcast. That's all you gotta do. The last in the division.
You know, I really thought that I could not kick off my co-host.
Blocked.
I really thought I could not kick off
Blocked.
my co-host.
No, this
But,
NFC
he
shit
never
is wild,
ceases
man.
to amaze me.
Blocked. Yeah.
And
see-
it could be because I am a tad bit intoxicated. But the fact that I did not think I could kick off Mo, not only is my co-host, we served on the same ship together. He was my quarterback in our flag football league and tore his meniscus. He's my boy. He's my
Yo,
A1.
I'm here. I'm here for the Mo and Cruz flag football stories. I bet you
So
two.
Mo,
I bet
Mo
you two were
ruined
the-
our season.
You
So
had
when
to
he
be the
got
two most
hurt,
irritating
surprised.
players.
So when
He's
Mo
a
got
quarterback, but he
hurt,
doesn't like to pass the ball.
no, he was actually a tremendous passer. Not gonna lie, I
He
caught
don't pass
two
the
touchdown
ball.
passes.
Hey, you heard him saying, "Stop playing with me." You heard him. Stop playing. with me.
I was a lineman. I was a right guard, and I caught two touchdown passes.
He was probably hoping you'll pitch it back to him as soon as you threw it to him. As soon as you threw it to you.
No, they were like
That's the most
second and
selfish.
short, like
Why
second
am I
and three,
looking at-
second and
Why am I
four.
looked at as a selfish person? I'm not
Yeah.
selfish at all.
But I never forget the day I watched him run towards the left pylon, and he dove or slid, and I saw him not get up. I looked at one of my other guys on the team, and I said, "Oh, our season is done." Because at the time we were 4-0. We had shocked the world. We were 4-0 for some reason, and not gonna lie, we were a shitty team. but
y'all were the replacements of Flacco.
You had a
Hey,
great,
Murph.
we were.
Hey,
We
Murph.
were.
you had
They
a great
know.
quarterback.
Hey, have you told them the story about how you threw an interception to the guy with one hand?
Yeah, I told him. I told him.
He told us that to start off the podcast.
Hey, coach.
Oh, I
Coach,
almost kicked him out
Yeah.
for that, but I
you know
decided
this
not.
story?
Oh,
No.
coach, you didn't hear? So I threw an interception to Shaquem Griffin. Yeah, he picked me off when we played Pop Warner
He
football.
got picked off by a one-handed cornerback.
Yep.
I want
Hey,
see. I didn't,
wh-
I didn't want you
did.
to say that because you're gonna make
Yeah.
This
it
is before
worse.
he was a professional athlete, so it's not the same
A
thing. Not the
one-handed
same thing.
cornerback.
No,
Yeah,
no.
this man had a 50-50 chance of completing the pass. He failed.
Damn, Chris.
Yeah, I did.
But
I
either
did.
way,
But he's in the NFL, so it's all forgivable now. Like whatever.
It is.
It is
But
what it
he
is.
wasn't
Either
a
way,
pro athlete
Mo
back
led
then.
us.
He was equivalent to y'all. Y'all were all what?
Yeah,
Elementary?
eighth
No,
grade. We were in eighth
no.
grade.
Shane. So let me
Eighth
stop you
grade?
right there.
Yeah, we
The
were in eighth
fact that he is an NFL corner right now, he does what he did to Mo. He does as a living, earning millions of dollars a year. That
So it was only bound to happen. Like that's
null
all.
and void what happened to
This
Mo.
wasn't like a high
and I give him a
school
pass for that.
prospect.
All right, Rob, I need a correlation. Who does Mo correlate into a current NFL quarterback?
Who's my pro
Jameis
comparison?
Josh Allen.
Winston.
Hear it.
Jameis
Who?
Winston.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Woo!
He wasn't.
He's
He
not-
was.
no, he's not that
So
athletic.
here's the
He's not
thing.
that athletic.
So here's the thing.
Woo!
No. Wait. Let me explain.
Sounds like you're trying to boost his head a little.
Hey,
bit.
y'all.
No.
He feels bad for kicking him out. He's not that athletic.
No. Mo
Jameis Winston.
ruined our season.
Allen
Let
ain't
me
that
tell you.
athletic. He just
When
knows how
he
to run.
when Mo tore his meniscus, he ruined our entire season.
Damn,
We were
Buffalo.
4-0 before he went down. We went 0-5 in the last 5 games.
Bro, I was on the
Without-
sideline in crutches.
Jair Elam to the Bills.
Damn.
So the reason I equate him
I
to
like
Josh
that. That's
Allen
good.
is
That's good,
because
though.
he wasn't no Michael Vick mobile, but he was mobile enough to get out of the pocket to throw me, my fat ass, 2 touchdown passes.
Bro, I was mobile enough for the Navy, bro. Like when you look at it, I was mobile enough for the Navy.
He was
Like,
mobile.
we're not
And
a
here's the thing.
NFL
So check
talent.
this out.
I'm thinking
So we
Ryan
ran-
Fitzpatrick. That's who I'm thinking. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No,
That's
no,
disrespectful.
do
Is
not
it Ryan
disrespect Mo
Fitzpatrick
like
in the
that.
last 2
How's
minutes?
that?
So
How's
we
that
ran-
disrespectful?
We were in the Navy. Like that's disrespectful. Ryan Fitzpatrick in the Navy? Jesus Christ.
Mo, were you? No, you weren't, because I was quarterback for the game against the Nimitz.
Yeah, because I was hurt on crutches.
So we ran a pickup game against the Nimitz, and we blew them the fuck out. But the fact that Mo led us to a 4-0 record, we were number 1 in the league.
This is great.
4-0.
I'm so happy right now.
And when he went down, we went 0-5. Mo, he made the right
Patrick
lead.
Mahomes, okay? Patrick, you heard him. 4-0 when I was at quarterback. 0-5 when I wasn't. I am Patrick Mahomes, okay? That's what I was to the Navy.
I
Patrick
wouldn't go as far as to say
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. That's why I said Josh Allen. You were mobile enough. Patrick
I'm
Mahomes
thinking
is
Jameis.
mobile.
I'm thinking Jameis.
I'll take Jameis. I'll take the Jameis of the Navy League. I'll take the
All right,
Jameis.
we can settle
Mahomes
on that.
Is
I'll
mobile.
concede.
Josh Allen is
Mo
mobile enough
Tebow.
to
Mo
make
Tebow.
plays.
Mo Tebow.
Mo
Hey,
Tebow.
Tebow would have dominated
No.
the Navy League.
Mo
Damn it.
deserves more respect than Mo Tebow.
Tagovailoa.
But Mo Tua,
Yeah.
Tua Mo. Tua would dominate the Navy League, bro.
Ooh,
You heard what
Cowboys.
you
Yeah,
said.
bro.
Cowboys on the clock.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Man,
I
fuck
hope
this
they
team.
fuck
Number
this
one.
up. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna.
I hope
Imagine
they
that
fuck
they
this up.
do this
don't
right
reason
now.
to take a quarterback.
Oh, Murph left.
Mo's gone. No.
What a
Because
bitch.
I don't. I give negative fucks about this team,
Oh, he's a hoe.
and Mo's still trying to talk. So I don't know if you guys can see,
No,
but since
just
this
the
is
host
my
can
stream,
see.
I can see him down here.
Force him back
My
in.
camera down here talking, and we can't hear him, which is fine. Because I hope Jerry Jones walks through his house and steps on a Lego and is in dire pain. I hope Jerry Jones rolls his ankle walking off a curb.
I know he about to bring me back. Oh, there we are. I'm thinking. So since it's the Cowboys on the clock, there's a lot of solid players left. I'm thinking Nakobe Dean to the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of the offensive linemen or Raheeman. Those are my two guys. We either get Nakobe Dean and we go linebacker to maximize Micah Parsons, or we go Raheeman. The offense.
You can be mad again.
I won't be mad with Raheeman. I won't be mad.
What if you guys go George Pickens?
I definitely wouldn't be mad. If you think I'm gonna be mad going George Pickens, then you got to understand Mo loves his skill position. So if we go George Pickens, I'm ecstatic. I think that's the perfect pick. But we're not gonna go George Pickens. I don't know if there's a receiver that will reach, but I'll go George Pickens and I'll love it.
Y'all may actually go Jermaine Johnson and just.
I just now noticed
at
7:41 Pacific Standard Time that Kenneth is no longer.
That's a little bit of a plug and play for Randy Gregory.
But I would be okay with Jermaine Johnson because then we put
Jermaine
him.
Johnson be a good pick.
Pick a player.
We put him
who you want? Who you want? One player.
Who do I absolutely want? I absolutely want Nakobe Dean at this point.
All right, we'll sit on it.
But there's a couple players that let me disappoint.
Garrett Wilson is still on the board, right?
Nakobe Dean's still there, so I want Nakobe Dean. That's
Is Garrett Wilson still on the board?
No, he's gone, bro. He went to the Jets. Who you smoking?
He went 10.
You were talking Garrett Wilson the whole time when y'all passed on Chris Olave, not Garrett Wilson.
You were furious about Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, you were furious about Garrett Wilson, like he didn't get picked before y'all traded back.
I just wanted to make sure.
Remember that time when you could have picked him? That's what you said.
Who they pick?
Didn't think that was possible either, but
who the Commanders pick?
Some dude at a Penn State. Josh Dotson again.
John Dotson.
Bro, he good?
No. The fact that I didn't know who the fuck he was.
A lot of people are calling him the next Julian Edelman.
Hey, watch him out.
Oh, if Nakobe Dean is like my number one, like that's who I absolutely want. But there's a few players that if we get them, I'm okay.
Hey Shane, I just want to say nothing personal right now. I just had to get my I just had to get my guy coach in number 2 right next to me. Nothing personal.
What are you talking about?
All right, let me go ahead and.
You might kick me out.
No. He's moving the pictures around.
I moved you up a little bit.
Oh wow, you put me at the bottom.
I just had to get my guy couch coach up at number 2. I got Bees at number 3. I got you at number 4. Jeff, who I didn't think I was gonna have to kick him out at any point tonight.
Well, I didn't think he was going to draft DeHaan Dotson. Like, that's not my fault.
I didn't either.
You know what's so funny?
Like
JP Philly said the same thing. He said, I honestly think a lot of Commanders fans will be mad at Jahan Dotson pick because his name sounds just like Josh Dotson. I'm like, bro, you spot on. When you said that, I was like, yo. And then for JP Philly to say that, I was like, yo, we all felt the same way. And you know what's so funny? I took a picture with him. He came to picture for training camp his rookie year. And I like, dude, became a bust. Like, yo, it was wild.
Josh Dotson had that one really good catch against Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That diving catch that led us to the win against Seattle. That was it.
That was in Seattle, right? Yeah.
It was in Seattle, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that was right before Thanksgiving. That was
Tyler Smith.
That was the end of Fred Davis. Remember that? Yeah, because Fred Davis, he went to Brian Mitchell house to get a fried turkey, then he failed a drug test.
I won't pretend to know who Tyler Smith is.
Yeah, no, I don't have a clue who that is.
Yeah, Mo, how you feeling?
Mo, how you feeling right now?
I'm good with that. He was one of my top 5 picks.
Nah, he wasn't. So he wasn't my top 5 pick, but I get what we was doing. We had to get an offensive lineman, so we went and grabbed the best. I don't know if he's the best available. He's the second best available offensive tackle, in my opinion. I think Raheeman from Central Michigan was probably the best offensive tackle available. But I mean, I know where we're going with this. Like we're trying to rebuild the offensive line, so like I'm not upset. Like
who's your
Tyler
center?
Smith? I interviewed him at the quarterback.
I'm good. Like it. I'm like,
when you got Tyrone Smith, Zach Martin, they're all aging. Tyrone Smith.
Yes, you had to go O-line. So I feel like Dallas did their due diligence. At this point, who did they feel was the best offensive lineman? They went Tyler Smith. I'm not upset. I ain't pissed off about that because I get where they're going with that one. But I mean, would I rather Nakobe Dean 100%? Like I would have rather Nakobe Dean because on the defensive side of the ball, I know what we do with Michael Parsons, but I'm not pissed off about that.
Did they find a tear in Dean's knee or something? The way he's drawn, like he should have been drafted.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like top 10, right?
He may go right here.
I think it Cal Hamilton and Nakobe Dean not fail.
Patrick Queen gonna play on the outside, or how is that?
He's already an outside linebacker.
I mean, he lines up everywhere, but I mean, Dean's
he primarily was an outside.
They could play them both.
Going back to LSU.
Oh, there's plenty of room for both. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They'll make it work.
Today's NFL, there's plenty of room. But
curious,
I see your point. He is. It would be a tough, The
only thing I don't like is
they're so similar. That is a tough pick. That's a good point.
The only thing I don't like with getting Tyler Smith.
Oh, this is Jermaine Johnson, right?
I'm about to say Baltimore needs somebody on the offense, though, right?
Yeah, who'd they get with their first pick again?
Kyle Hamilton, right?
Yeah, they got somebody else.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, he fell in that.
Christian Watson or Pickens. I think they go receiver with getting. Did they trade? No, they didn't trade back in. They in there. So
they
traded up. I think they got to go wide receiver. You got to get Lamar.
Nah. You don't go wide receiver in the first round if you're just grasping at straws at this point. No.
Because that's the Arizona pick, ain't it? Yeah, this is the Arizona pick.
Yeah.
This is how you wind up. Just get no. This is the first round of the NFL draft. You don't just grab the 7th best receiver that's out there.
Which you could probably get him tomorrow afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Yeah,
especially this late.
Yeah, you're going to overpay him. He's at this point. The next 10 receivers are going to be the same guy. I mean, somebody's going to be better than another, but they're the same guy. I mean, every team's got 3 or 4 receivers. You got 100 and some college football team. You got hundreds of receivers out there. There's plenty to pick from. You get whoever the best player is.
I just got a message from my homeboy who's a Cowboys fan. He's so upset with the pick, and I'm like, well, bro, I'm gonna say it like this: only your dumbass thinks the Cowboys had a chance of winning the Super Bowl. So you got to think about the future by getting Tyler Smith. Like, you're on mute, Rob, but I'm not mad about.
Imagine what me and Coach feel like right now.
Oh, y'all.
No. I'd be mad as hell if I was you two.
Yeah, y'all feel like dog boo boo.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to talk you off the ledge. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll just
a long time ago, for real.
I'll talk you to the ledge.
Yeah,
I might push you.
That was a terrible pick.
I root for you guys.
As much,
I love you guys.
As much.
I'm hurt for
as
you guys.
As much training and PowerPoints as me and Mo have to sit through being in the
Rob's starting to lose some
suicide
Rob
prevention.
Lost a couple vowels. Rob's lost a couple vowels. I love it.
What's tonight? Tonight's Thursday, right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Coach, let me know what time you want to do a show tomorrow.
Okay.
He's gonna show up hammered.
You might want to text it to him in the morning, Coach.
Yeah.
The fact that I have to, so it was weird. So Wednesday, I had to leave work early because my daughter had a fever the night before, so she couldn't go to care. And then I woke up this morning with a 102-degree fever, which completely fucked my day up because I was planning on going golfing tonight. The fact that I woke up with a 102 fever completely ruined my day. And the fact that I would rather have that 102 fever right now over taking Jahad Dotson should tell you guys something.
So you'd rather receive physical harm than have Jahad Dotson right now?
Yes.
Well, I'm okay.
1 trillion%. Because every mock draft that I have looked at in the last 6 weeks since I've been back, 4 weeks since I've been back, I've put Jahan Dotson at the Packers pick. The Packers taking him at whatever
28.
pick they had at 28.
Yeah, I saw
Aaron
him
Rodgers a little bit more weapons, the fact that we took him at 6, the fact that we traded back to 16 to take him there at 16 baffles me. And to me, I don't know how coach feels. I'm not going to speak for him. But the fact that we have spent two straight years and essentially fucking up our entire draft board. Because Jamin Davis isn't what we thought he was going to be. You know, when we drafted Jamin Davis, Jerd came on and he kind of talked us off the ledge. I personally don't know how to feel anymore. I'm ready for Ron Rivera to be fired.
Hey, I can make you feel better. The Dolphins don't have a pick until Saturday, and
I would rather not have a pick until Saturday.
We gave Tyreek Hill all the money.
I would rather not have a pick until Saturday and have Tyreek fucking Hill. Tyreek Hill.
Well, I'm sure you'd rather have Tyreek Hill than Jahan Dotson. Right? But what if he's good?
I don't know what it's like to not have decent receivers right now.
You got DeAndre.
You're right. You've had Juju Smith-Schuster.
That's what I'm saying.
Hines Ward.
I have been so spoiled as a Steelers fan for my entire life. Like, I have no idea.
You guys haven't even experienced a losing season in the last 12 years.
We should have sucked last year.
You should have. Absolutely 100%. You should have been absolute dog shit last year.
Mike Tomlin.
Tomlin, who
he's so good. I love him so
Mike
much.
Tomlin, who I personally said is not a good coach, who I was completely wrong about that, made the playoffs with fucking Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph.
Tyler Linderbaum for the Ravens. Good pick.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's not bad.
Good pick.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be like a top 10 pick.
Yeah. No, that's I mean, it says day one starter.
Tennessee traded AJ Brown, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They did.
George
the
Pickens.
Cardinals.
Mo, this is George Pickens.
He got to go eventually.
They just got Burks though, so I mean, maybe they think they're straight. I don't know.
Oh, they are straight because they got a cheaper AJ Brown. They ain't got to pay AJ Brown $25 million for him to be hurt half the year every year for the next 3 years.
Titans just traded this pick.
They did?
AJ Brown be injured, bro.
I'm ahead of y'all. My bad.
I got the Jets on the clock. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jets traded, or the Titans traded to the Jets.
What do you think they're going for? Because they already got.
I'm done with this team.
It's got to be. Honestly. It's got to be Murph's boy right here, right?
You think they go for back to Hill?
I don't know if it's a Crown Royal.
They're not taking two receivers in the first round, are they? They're taking. This has got to be Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah,
they could get someone on the other side of Carl Lawson. That's right.
Oh no, they got. Yeah.
I mean, no, having another person on the other side is fine.
Because the Jets took the offensive lineman and they took Wilson, right?
No, they took Sauce and Wilson.
Oh, Sauce. Yeah, so I think this is edge. I don't know. Who knows anymore? Didn't see Quay Walker going first round, so I don't know. I'm not saying.
Quick, I apologize for eating on stream, but the fact that this is a 3.5-ish hour stream.
Yeah, you're good, man.
I expect, a couple.
I could go for a slice of pizza right now. I'm not gonna lie to anybody.
The good thing about being on the West Coast, it's only 8:00 for me right now.
Yeah. Oh man, I tell you what, I can't wait to be on the West Coast.
I'm in the DMV,
as a sports.
It's late as hell out here.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Almost 11
o'clock.
Yeah.
I was really hoping at one point to be on the East Coast because at one point I think I was possibly living about an hour and a half ish away from Coach, which that would have been the ultimate dream.
Yeah.
To just be able on a Friday night, just be like, yo, we're doing a show tonight. Let me drive up there real quick.
Yeah.
That would have been dope. One thing we need to do as a network is have an in-person show.
Oh, I can't wait.
Together.
That'd be awesome.
Our boy Bars. My condolences to my Washington dudes. Look,
all right, Kayvon Thibodeau, leave us alone.
And I'm not even worried about Kayvon Thibodeau. The fact that the Giants no longer have to worry about Jahan Dotson. The Giants don't have to worry about Jahan Dotson twice a year. It's what really upsets me.
Lil Mo.
I can't wait until Jahan Dotson for some reason just turns into
our young Commander fan. Let's get him. Let's get a little more Commander fan.
Yo, shout out my wife real quick.
Say what's up.
Keep the kids out so we can have a quiet night. She got me an apple cake or an apple pie rather, apple crumble pie from Sherry's.
Is that my dog Trey?
That you're about to be hitting him right now.
Trey, what's up? He an
no,
LSU with Saints fan, y'all. Hey, he ain't got the LSU gear on today.
Hey, tell him what you think about the Cowboys pick. Say,
Who that?
No? Okay.
He said, I want to be a Commander. I'm a Commander.
Nah, he more of an LSU fan than NFL, but he's still young though.
Hey, if you want, I can get him a hat real quick. Little Trey, you want a hat? You want a Commander's hat real quick?
Look at him. Say,
Tigers.
Say, yeah.
Say,
I got something special coming for him next week.
Hey, go Washington. Go Commanders.
Oh, Commanders.
No.
Look, there you go.
There you go. I guess he ain't gonna say that. Hey, I'll be right back. He just wanted to hear.
Mel Kiper just asked, "What's the difference between Najee Harris and Breece Hall?" I don't like you anymore, Mel.
Okay, y'all want me to be what you did? What's the boy? Tobin, Bill Tobin. Who the hell is Mel Kiper?
Yeah, right.
He has more credentials. My neighbor has more credentials, and my neighbor's a postman.
And to be fair, I wouldn't have took Najee Harris in the first round either.
Hey, I'm glad we did.
Bars. I'm highly offended by you commenting that. Number one, I don't feel comfortable with you in our chat right now.
My neighbor has more credentials than Mel Kiper. My neighbor's a postman. Shout out to Bill Tobin.
There it is. There it is.
That is wild.
Good pick. The Jets have had a good first round.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Joe Douglas.
Florida State, baby.
Yeah.
The Jets have had a good first round. Again, like I always say, it doesn't matter if they pan out because nobody can tell the future. They got the right picks. They got
Yeah, you got a guy that was potentially a top 15 pick.
So hold on. Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State.
Yeah.
I had him as a top 15 pick.
Yeah.
A lot of people did.
Because I thought he was going to Baltimore.
Fell to 26.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I almost
every team might not have needed an edge.
Want to retire from this business.
So whose career does Jacksonville decide that they want to ruin at this pick?
Oh, damn.
All right,
I didn't even peep that. I'm trying to think.
Oh, shoot.
Honestly. And you got to chill on the slander, though. I know you new to the network, but we own the Steelers in the playoffs, just to let you know that.
Oh, David Garrard in the house.
No, we suck, though. We all know that. We all know that.
David Garrard.
Man, I love this.
Right. And y'all beat him with late Bortles.
Blake Bortles, I was about to say, not with left.
Hey, y'all made the playoffs with Blake Bortles, so
yeah.
I don't know how.
Blake Bortles,
y'all had a
LeBron
good
James.
That was back when y'all had Ramsey, right?
Yeah, Calais and all them boys.
Oh yeah.
AJ Bouye. No. All that, yeah.
Everybody fell off after that year, though. AJ Boye included, and Gibson and all those guys. Barry Church,
Barry Church.
I would have been happier with Jermaine Johnson at 16 than Jahan.
Well, I would imagine you would. Why? Of course you would.
Hold on. So the Jets then got Sauce,
Jermaine Johnson,
Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, they've had. They killed
the draft.
They killed the first round.
Just went into the first round.
Are y'all big on Zach Wilson? Do y'all think Zach Wilson's going to be good?
I think
he'll pan out. I think he will. I think
him on his first round. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say, or on his first year. Like I'm not going to say like, oh, he's absolutely terrible. I mean, I never thought he was going to be that great to begin with, but I'm not going to say like, oh, he's not that guy. Like put some weapons around him. Yeah. Start to figure out the defense and see what he is from there. But
yeah,
we'll see this year. Like you got Elijah Moore, you got Garrett Wilson. Like okay, you got Michael Carter. Like they done kind of did what they needed to do to put you enough weapons to start to see like, okay, from year 2 going into year 3, are you gonna be that guy?
You got to give him a chance.
Yeah, and I think Mike LaFleur, his OC, gonna be gonna do some damage for him. He's gonna look out for him. You know, that's our, well, he ain't our guy really. That's Matt brother, but he won't with us in Washington. But Mike, I think Mike is becoming as far as offensive coordinator in this league, as far as a household name offensive coordinator wise.
The biggest question with Wilson is like, is he gonna like he likes to just throw it, like he just keeps throwing it, which is fine when you're allowed to be bad, but can he make better decisions when the team starts winning, if they start winning?
But yeah, he got
he'll still just
matches.
he'll still just go for it. You know what I mean? A little Jameis Winston in him. But if once they start getting better, though, if he dials that back, then he's gonna be fine.
Yep, the cover boy of your favorite 6th grade algebra textbook.
Oh my gosh. That's the funniest. It's one of the funniest things ever.
So he's in everybody a little welcome packet. Like,
who Jaguars get? All the pick is in. I haven't showed it yet.
So,
hey, Coach,
who do you want? Who do you want here, Thad?
If you were not who you are, I would not let you get away with that.
What?
Wait, Thad, so who do you want?
I mean, I don't really have a preference. I think we go linebacker or offensive line. We might get N'Kobe Dean, honestly. We let Miles Jack go, and all we have is
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't know why we did that.
And Devin Lloyd is still sitting there, but
he's more of an outside linebacker though. We need like
one of those linebackers.
I'm surprised N'Kobe Dean is still sitting there though. Like
that's weird, and he might be there tomorrow, which is surprising, shocking.
Oh, that on mute. That on mute. Hey, so George Pickens to Kansas City. Is that what's going on?
Do they have another pick?
Didn't they trade their pick?
Well, they had two. Well, they had 29th and 30th.
But the Packers. So do the Packers. The Packers got 28. So
because New England got 29.
New England
traded with New England.
Bill Belichick gonna draft like Sky Moore or something.
Bill Belichick's going to draft somebody we've never heard of, and in 3 years, he's going to have the greatest season ever in the history of the NFL.
Right, and he's going to be walking into games.
I don't know how to draft wide receivers. Let's stop that. Not in the first round.
It's not about draft. They just know how to use them.
You got to make up for that.
He'll get a middle linebacker from Sacred Heart.
The best wide receiver he ever drafted was a quarterback.
Exactly from Kent State, from your neck of the woods.
Oh, he'll go get like Bill Belichick will mess around and go get some defensive player that we never heard of, and next thing you know, he becomes like a Pro Bowl corner.
No, that's actually not true. Belichick has been a terrible drafter. Like
you
really,
think he goes N'Kobe Dean? Play
his percentage.
If N'Kobe Dean doesn't go right here,
he don't want the big names like that though. Right?
Good Cruz, dog. You all right, bro?
If N'Kobe Dean doesn't go in the first round, bro, if like N'Kobe Dean or Devin Lloyd don't go in the first round, bro, I will be like, I think that will be the biggest surprise of the first round. Is that a linebacker didn't go first round?
No, they'll go.
Jeff loves linebackers, so like if a linebacker doesn't go first round, I would be surprised.
I'm curious to what Cincinnati's going to do.
Linebackers.
I am too. They got to go offensive line. They have to go offensive line.
They've been picking people up.
Oh, you was right though on the pick, bro.
Who?
It's about to pop up. The linebacker you picked.
N'Kobe Dean?
Nah, the other one you mentioned. The outside linebacker. Yeah.
That's who Jacksonville got?
That's what I think.
I mean, that makes sense.
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. I just want to shout out my wife, my amazing wife, for letting me do this 3 and 3 minutes and 25 second podcast.
Hey, Rachel. Yeah, he's drunk, 100%.
Yeah.
Hey, this
you see who we drafted?
Yo, Cruz.
Cruz,
this ain't that kind of show, Cruz.
I know, right? It's a family show. Standard time.
Oh, the whole family show went away when we drafted Jahan Dotson at 16.
Oh, but that was such a drunk. I want to shout out my wife because
right.
No. Not even a drunk moment because
you brought your like 1-year-old son and was like, "Hey, say something."
Right.
No, because my wife picked up the kids from daycare and school and took them out to eat, so that way it would be quiet throughout this
Oh
house.
yeah.
Because
Rob, we
can
don't
you
doubt that you have
imagine if
thick
I had
coverage.
kids
Rob, I'm not
disrupting me
denying
when we drafted Jahan Dotson at 16? I would not have kids right now. I would be zero dependence.
I know, right?
I would have 0 kids right now if we drafted Jahan Dotson
Yeah.
at 16
You
with.
And right, Crew's gonna be like, I don't care about the commander struggling. I just want to kiss you. and it's a fried season roll or no? The fries is looking
Come here.
good, dog.
Come here.
Damn. I gotta see what's up with Nakobe Dean.
I know.
And the fact that I have work tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the morning scares me a little
I
bit.
don't care. Whatever.
I know, because I know Nakobe Dean about to be like what Perk said about Ben Simmons. She that pretty girl that smokes cigarettes.
Devin Lloyd.
Hey, can we say, just to get off topic for a second, can we not agree that was an all-time quote about a player? To tell a player you are the pretty girl that smokes cigarettes?
And Newport's his dad. That's so relatable, though.
Girl that
That's
smokes
relatable.
cigarettes.
Like, you cool to look at, but I really don't want nothing to do with you.
Bro,
That's
explain any player.
I don't want to get
That's
close to
relatable, yo.
Bro, to explain any player, like everybody was like, hell yeah, bro. When I was at that party and she was smoking cigarettes, I ain't even holler at her.
Yep, I remember the junk at high school was like that, and she smoked Virginia Slims.
Of course.
Like
that is the most relatable quote of all time.
I ain't gonna lie. I overlooked a lot of shit.
Hey,
I'm not gonna sit here and tell lies like I
Jeff-
was making them decisions.
Young Jeff was bagging 3s and 10s, bro. It didn't matter. Anything in between, it didn't matter.
Nah, it wasn't like that.
Jeff was going crazy. Hey, Jeff was like Adam Sandler when he went back to school.
But I was open-minded.
Jeff didn't see color. He didn't see 1 through 10. It didn't matter. He's in the door. Hey, people like Jeff though, they end up marrying like Jeff's wife. Like, oh, I married a beautiful woman, but my prime was pretty elevated.
My wife was my prime. I knew when I found a good thing. I was done.
Jeff got her and was like, yeah, I'm done, bro. I'm done with the race, bro.
I am trying so hard to keep my composure right now.
Hey,
because
Devin Lloyd, I love it. I love Devin.
That's available for like a minute.
Your wife called you out.
At the same time.
So Devin Lloyd goes before Nakobe Dean. Is that not a surprise to anybody?
I mean, you said there was something wrong with Nakobe Dean, right? You said there was something.
But Devin Lloyd too. Devin Lloyd has some red flags medically too. It was Dean, Lloyd.
It must be something worse. Like,
yeah, because it was Dean, it was Lloyd, it was Evan Neal has some red flags medically.
Yeah, but here's what I don't get. Jamison Williams is actually hurt and nobody cares, but a red flag is worse.
Jamison Williams put his workouts on camera to show he's getting better.
It wasn't even that.
It's a difference.
I think it's the positions. Like, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, that too. But that could be it too. But like Jamison Williams has been working out on camera on social media for you to see, like, oh, he's high kneeing, he's quick feeting, he's able to cut, he's running some routes. So like, you're able to.
What I'm saying is that like players get hurt all the time. So like, if you draft a player and say year 2 he gets hurt, like that happens every year, and then they get better.
Injuries in March.
That's what I'm asking.
Why
are
we worried about injuries in
So
April?
is it something degenerative or something that they're red flag? I don't understand.
Maybe it's something in the back or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I feel like when you draft a guy.
I know LSU had that one linebacker. He was projected to go like top, like in the first or second round, but they found like something in his back, and he had to get a surgery. It was one of his discs, and that really dropped his stock. So I mean, they find stuff, you know.
But then, like at the same time, like if it's one of those you're afraid he won't be ready for training camp, even if you're like, oh, he could be ready for week 1. If you're like, I don't know if he'll be ready for training camp.
But you don't even need him next year. I don't understand what the big deal is.
Well, Jacksonville does.
Yeah, Jacksonville.
Yeah, but
everybody.
what I'm saying, if you're
They need their
drafting a
second
guy
round
though,
picks
like
next year.
you're drafting a guy to be an all pro in the first round, you think he's going to be basically all pro for like 6 years. Like if he's not ready week 1, that's to me that's not a reason. I don't. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean, they just kind of want them immediately to come in and develop and produce.
Yeah.
They're not expecting them to be all pro year one, but just still be able to come in and produce.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know. Maybe
They're tired of being top 10 picks.
Hey, Thad, am I the
got
only
you.
one
That
time
makes
watching
sense.
right now?
What you mean?
Like the draft will end in perfect time for me to go listen to Future's album. Like this is just what the Toxic first round has got me listening to a Toxic album. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's 10, 11.
Got to. I might listen to Kanye too, but Future got to come first.
Kanye's dropping an album?
I think so. He dropping some tonight, a single or something.
Yeah, I seen that, but so is Drake, and I'm like, Future, Toxic. I need to wake up Friday feeling.
Hey, my dog Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah, that's why I said the people who are dropping albums tomorrow, I might drive around in my car and just let off a round.
Come pick me up.
Like those are who are dropping music where like I might just ride
not do
let off
that.
a round.
Hey, come pick me up, Murph.
I'm feeling dangerous. I'm on my Baker Mayfield. I'm feeling dangerous. Like
shoot it in the air. Don't shoot it at anybody.
Well, if you feel like that,
no, I wouldn't. No. First off, I wouldn't shoot it at anybody. Like get me in an open area where like I just because I'm listening.
So you're going somewhere without gravity. I got you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to space.
Yeah.
Space.
Green Bay. What y'all gonna do?
George Pickens.
Mine says we're just gonna say George Pickens for the next.
I'm gonna keep saying I'm gonna speak it into existence.
George Pickens has bigger injury, like medical red flags.
But he only doesn't.
They kept giving awards. And
his ACL sat out a year and then was fine when he came back. He didn't get re-injured. He didn't get re-injured last year.
Didn't Dean play the championship game? Or did I miss something?
Yeah, he was out
there. He did.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's somebody like this every year that falls though. I don't know who it was.
Certain guys could have been playing hurt though. Like I think certain guys could have been playing hurt, and you know, like especially in college, you can more so hide an injury in college than you can in the NFL.
But he's 21 years old. Would he have a hip replacement? I mean, what the fuck is so bad? Like they're literally drafting guys with torn ACLs 3 months ago. They don't care. I don't get it.
Boy, said he need a hip.
Why is Andrew Whitworth announcing a Green Bay Packers pick?
Because he's the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
And he from LSU.
Oh, I forgot. The Rams don't give a fuck about picks.
Yeah.
I was about to say when he announced a Rams pick, but
Rams and Dolphins
in the NFL for the longest. He was at LSU in 2003.
Did anybody see that commercial that the Rams had? Well, like Tyrese and all them? Bro, they set up a whole commercial about the draft knowing they didn't have a first round draft pick. It looked like it was a future movie. They had not Brad Pitt, but there's a Brad Pitt lookalike out there that's an actor. They had him. They had Tyree. They had Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford.
Yo, I saw that Brad Pitt lookalike.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
about? Too long ago. He looks exact. He acts
he's
and looks
Brad
like
Pitt
Brad
lookalike.
Like an.
But he's not Brad Pitt.
Right.
Jeff knows
at all.
That was a
he was in that. He was in that terrible,
Pitt, but
terrible
he looks like
Ben Affleck movie.
He's like a great value Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
See,
I didn't say we say Dollar General around here. We got Dollar General.
I say
everywhere
great
here
value.
It's
like my Walmart bread is Wonder
Generals.
Bread.
Like, nothing wrong with great value.
Yeah, there is everything wrong with great value.
Hey,
what the fuck?
That trail mix is flame. I don't care nobody.
Hey, who did Green Bay take with that first pick?
The offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman.
I thought they got a dude from.
I thought they got somebody on defense.
Yeah, they got a linebacker from
Devontae Wyatt.
Devontae D lineman.
They got Wyatt in the first pick.
No, they just picked.
They
Wyatt.
just got Wyatt.
So they didn't go receiver in the first. Oh,
didn't they get the linebacker from Georgia?
You really expect them to
Another
go
one,
in the first round?
Is that who got Quay?
Lloyd or not Georgia?
Walker.
Quay Walker.
You know, we forgot that Quay Walker was the first linebacker taken after all the talk about Lloyd and
what the fuck?
Dean.
I'm telling you, Yeah.
Wow.
This is why Aaron Rodgers said, "Fuck it, just pay me, just pay me."
Yep.
Like, don't build around me. Just pay me.
Just pay me to carry y'all to the playoffs, and then I'm gonna get my $100 million, and I'm done. I'm
Exactly.
retiring. And then he's gonna be a co-host on the Pat McAfee show right alongside AJ Hawk. Like that's his future right there, or Jeopardy, or he's gonna.
I love that show. I watch it every single day.
Yeah, I watch the Pat McAfee show. I'm an avid listener. I'm not hating on him, but Aaron Rodgers is bigger than the Pat McAfee show.
But Aaron Rodgers doesn't really care.
Rodgers is an ass clown.
Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag.
Rodgers is an ass clown.
He's
an ass clown that's never had a real job and thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's not.
Aaron Rodgers is an ass hat. Is that what they call it? He's an ass hat.
Bro, the first time I ever heard that term, ass hat, was in boot camp when we were running the 1.5 miles. I heard a chief, an E7, call me an ass hat. And that has since then been that has been my favorite term.
I probably got called everything but an ass hat, so
that's what I call everybody now.
I probably got called everything but an ass hat. Nobody called me an ass hat.
I'm not sure exactly what an ass hat is.
I think it's like an ass clown.
Me either.
Different term.
You think they're similar? You think they're similar to an ass clown?
Yeah, I think it's like depending on where you're from, you'll call somebody an ass hat or an ass clown.
It's a regional thing. That makes sense. Like Coke and Pepsi. I got you.
Yeah. Well,
soda and pop.
Elon Musk is buying Coke to put.
Hey,
cocaine.
I was about to say he said he wants to do something special to Coke.
That tweet made me laugh so hard.
Elon Musk is buying Coke to put cocaine back in Coca-Cola. So, and Pusha T gonna be the avid. He's gonna. I wouldn't know. I kind of like Coca-Cola Zero. Ever since I went on this weight loss journey, I drink Coke Zero. I don't need cocaine.
Tastes like booty
Coke Zero.
Stale booty cheeks.
Coke Zero is I like that. Yeah, I too like Coke.
Coke Zero tastes like stale booty cheeks.
Elon Musk is so rich, he's spending money just to troll people at this point.
He's trying to take over the world.
Yeah, 100%. That's where I'm at. Elon Musk is taking over the world. He's buying Twitter.
That's something new. That's something new. Rich white dude's trying to take over the world. There's a new one. Man,
hey, he's South African, okay?
Elon Musk is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
Well, yeah, South Africa. They're whiter. They're whiter.
Exactly.
They are technically African, but
South Africans is. My grandma lived in South Africa. My white grandma. Okay, I'm from a white side of my family. No, my white grandma from the white side of my family that is from Tennessee, the same place that Jason Witten is from, lived in South Africa. That tells you how white South Africa is.
Yeah, they have some race relation issues down there. In case
Hey, real quick, Prez, I support you 100%.
But Charlize Theron is from South Africa, so I'm all here.
Coach Beard should have went first overall.
It definitely should have went 16th.
Damn sure should have been 16th overall.
Yeah.
Coach Beard is number one Beard game, and then you got probably James Harden in a far second.
So
game is number one.
Coach, you missed it earlier. I said James Harden looks into the mirror and imitates you.
You wish you could have that salt and pepper though. Coach got the salt and pepper.
He'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm gonna be honest. If he gets there, we already.
How Harden play tonight? How did he play tonight?
He balled out. Double.
Yeah, I know he came through clutch at first, but I think like if he gets there to where he's salt and pepper gang, he's done. He's out the NBA at that point.
Yeah,
because his fat ass ain't been doing nothing until finally today. In game
ass. Damn, Mo.
Yeah, because your boy Brawler, he got it, but I think he be dying his though.
Because he had 22 points, 15 assists, and 6 rebounds, but he still only shot 12 shots. Like this isn't.
To be fair, most of LeBron's hair isn't his, so it may not change at the same rate.
We've been accepted LeBron James to. You know, we've been accepted that he should just let it go.
I'm all for it. He's 37 years old.
But like when he was in the
37 years old.
Yeah, when he did that bubble that Greg was showing up, I was like, yeah, keep that.
Bro, his son has dreads, bro. He can cut his hair bald. He's okay. Like your son will make up for what you. Like, just let it ride.
In his mind, he's too young, bro.
Yeah, I think in LeBron's mind, he probably thinks he's like 20.
I mean, he's balling like he's still young, so
I know, right?
He
That's
still
scary.
has it.
Hey, take it from an old guy. You never feel old.
Yeah, you never feel like you're old.
Right.
But he's still performing like he's.
Well, take it from a young. I feel old right now.
Wow.
I feel old.
My prime of everything is out the window at this point.
Who y'all think New England took?
George Karlaftis.
No, what the fuck they just?
No. It's even better.
No, it's gonna be the Kobe Dean watch.
No, it's even better.
I don't know.
Y'all see it.
You know who it is?
From Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Who's going to become
Tennessee,
one of the greatest guards?
Who said? I think it was Bees that said that the Patriots were going to take some small town guy.
Take some no-name guy that nobody's ever heard of, and in about 2-3 years, he's going to be one of the best guards in the NFL.
He looks like he's my size.
Cole Strange,
Cole Strange, bro. Whatever happened? Like, why nobody took Rizamon from Central Michigan?
I'm
like, he was a guaranteed first-round pick as an offensive lineman.
God, this man made five-time all-academic.
5-time Dean
Good news, Commanders. You may not have the worst pick in the first round anymore.
Well, I hang my hat on the fact that I was right about the Jets. That's it. That's like that was the Jets 2 picks was like I bet my house on that.
Yeah, think about it.
I just went on a limb in a mock draft. I was right about Chris Olave. The spot wasn't, but I was right that the Saints get Chris Olave.
Yeah, me too.
I had the Saints getting Olave and offensive lineman. It was the wrong offensive lineman, but the idea was. But I was spot on the Jets, and I would have bet the house that they walk away with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, unless they would have traded the 10th pick for Deebo Samuel. That was the only way I was like, oh no, they won't take Garrett Wilson at number 10.
I can't believe the Texans didn't take Sauce.
Cole Strange, bro.
The Chiefs made their pick.
Strange from Chattanooga.
I'm telling you,
Patriots can't be happy about that. They're trying to act happy.
That scout team, man, they just searched far.
George Karlaftis.
Nice pick.
Where'd he go? To the Chiefs?
Yep.
That's perfect.
So they're about to get him in a receiver.
Who are the Bengals?
That's a good spot to get him.
They're getting Karlaftis, and then they about to pick back to back. So they're getting Karlaftis and Pickens.
Who are the Bengals about to take?
My thing says that Cincinnati picks next and Minnesota picks.
They could get one of those corners that are left.
Oh, the Chiefs! I forgot the Chiefs traded they pick, didn't they?
No, the Bengals were 31 the whole time.
The 31
was here. But I'm saying the Chiefs had 30.
Remember, they picked 21.
With New England. With New England.
You know what I just realized?
I think 29 and 30.
It's basically official now. We saw one quarterback go in the first round of an NFL draft, right?
Bro, and everybody thought like it'd be like 3.
Unless somebody trades up right now.
Minnesota might, right?
Minnesota does Malik.
Because even with Kellen Mond and Kirk Cousins.
You think they traded back in the first round to get a quarterback?
Yeah, but you can't draft after you just drafted Kellen.
No.
You're wrong like that when you got him.
Hold on, real quick. Kenneth, you left us a little bit ago.
Yep.
Who do you think so far, since you've left us, what do you think of the rest of the first round?
Patriots have the worst pick.
I mean, I love it from my wallet's perspective. I mean, if we don't get another wide receiver or corner taken with these last 2 picks, and it's not back-to-back QBs, we go 7 for 7 on the night.
I think your corner is going to be next.
Or you come up based on the odds. Do you come up based on the odds of what you did?
Oh, yeah. Like, almost all of these were plus value.
So, Chris is saying Little Mo is in the transfer portal?
He's going to LSU.
There's only 2 places that's acceptable for my son to play, and that's Ohio State. And I give him LSU because his Uncle Shane is an LSU fan. Other than that, he's kicked out of the house.
He's not even Buckeyes material, man. He's too rowdy.
I wasn't around for the Dallas pick. What did Mo think of the Dallas pick?
It wasn't bad. I wasn't pissed off about it. Like I see the concept.
He was
like
hoping for George Pickens.
No,
I only heard him say George Pickens like 15 times in the 6 minutes I was here, so I wasn't sure if he like Pickens or Pickens. Like
I was hoping for Nakobe Dean, but I get the process of doing the offensive line and then Like, do I love it? No, but knowing that Dallas kind of nails draft picks, they see something that I don't. Like, they have an eye for draft picks that I don't because they pretty much do nail draft picks.
Can we talk about the fact that McCarthy looked like he hit
Dallas
Weight
first
Watchers too? That
There's
was
not a lot of
promising.
Dallas first round picks that don't pan out outside of Taco Charlton. And you see Jerry Jones was like, that was Steven. Like you see Jerry Jones was quick to say that was Steven.
Hey, who's the one dude on your team fighting the murder charge?
You talking about the corner from LSU?
Nah, from Kentucky, Joseph.
No, he was LSU first. No.
That's Kentucky too.
Time out. Hey, Thad, don't benefit LSU. He went to LSU first. He got in trouble, and then he went to Kentucky, which is why he was at Kentucky, and that's why, bro. He's from LSU. He's from Louisiana, ain't he? That's why he gets in trouble.
From Texas.
Real quick, who has the most picks have been edge rushers, right?
Mm-hmm.
More edge rushers than wide receivers.
Or receivers.
Hey, another position we talk about for a few years, we talk about how important tight ends are. Nowhere to be found.
It's the first.
Was this
the odds on a first round tight end were like plus 400.
Everybody,
that's what I mean.
Trey McBrown.
You'll probably get
was a first round pick.
You'll get one next year.
Does Nakobe Dean go right here?
Hey, so
I think
that's
the
what I was
Bengals
gonna
go
ask.
corner, maybe.
Who's making this pick for the Bengals? The office or Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow.
He's making a pick. Joe Burrow's making a pick.
I think they definitely ran it by him.
They're like
He's like, I got against Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. Let me get George Pickens while I'm at it.
Well, especially after he was right about Chase last year, they're probably like, whatever you think, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
is there any LSU guys left?
Any
LSU guys
times?
Not first round words.
I don't think that first round LSU, but at the same time,
we had the linebacker, but they found like a spinal.
I had him going to
or something like that. So
I actually have him going to the Dolphins in one of my mocks at like 125 or something.
Damone Clark.
Yeah, said he'd be available.
Yeah.
Well,
I like Patrick Queen. Like when
maybe they finally go offensive lineman because that tackle is still available.
They got to go offensive line.
Like I would think at this point,
they just picked up like
Michigan.
Well, that's true. That's true.
They did, but they didn't pick up a tackle.
They got Lionel Collins from y'all.
And they got somebody else too.
Him. He sucks. He's always injured.
You guys think Matt? You guys think Matt Corral goes in the first round?
No, he's done. So who picks at 32? The Vikings? Yeah, he's
somebody could trade up.
If the Vikings pick a quarterback, it's Desmond Ridder.
So wait.
The QB play is safe.
So wait a minute.
Somebody could trade up, Kenneth.
What quarterbacks in the first round? Only Kenny.
But it has to go back to back.
So
I'm sorry. Trading the 31 or 32, or trading the 32, isn't gonna cost a whole lot.
So Malik Willis didn't go first round?
Nope.
No, nobody. Just
there's one more pick
from Pittsburgh.
One more
Pittsburgh
pick.
drafted a dude from
There's
Pittsburgh.
gonna be 32 teams that regret that.
No, there's not.
Malik Willis is not Lamar Jackson.
Nobody.
And 10 of those teams passed on Josh Rosen.
Lamar Jackson is going to be a bench warmer in 3 years.
Yeah, no,
That's one of my favorites. Like if you're gonna talk your shit, you better at least still be in the league.
Yeah.
While the rest of your boys are going on to have good careers.
With the 31st pick, Joe Burrow selects
Malik Willis.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Extra point holder.
Hey, let's talk about how Stu is just so wrong right now.
Did they replace
Darius Leonard and Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, he's like, Jonathan Taylor is the best player. Well, Jonathan Taylor couldn't run you to the playoffs, so stop it. Darius Leonard is the best player on the Colts.
Carson Wentz could not get them to the playoffs.
Bro, it's not just on Carson Wentz. Jonathan Taylor got shut down too. Let's not
the most important position.
Let's not bail Jonathan Taylor out like he just had 150 yards and they didn't win the game, bro. He played like dog crap.
You're right, Mo.
Jonathan Taylor was the best running back.
I don't give a fuck about Jonathan Williams.
You care about
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, you
could not beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team with the number 1 overall pick for the second straight year.
All right, Bengals pick is in.
They're picking offensive lineman.
If it's offensive line, then we cash another one.
Wow.
Who'd they
They
pick?
don't give a
Don't
fuck
say it,
about
yo.
Joe Burrow.
Who'd they pick? George Pickens?
Now you got to wait, bro.
No, they got way too many receivers for that.
Did they,
wait,
did
bro.
they pick Jalen?
Okay.
They went Big Ten. I was waiting on this dude
All
to
right,
get drafted.
so that means that at worst, we're going
Daxton
6 and
Hill,
7.
safety.
I
Oh,
was
okay,
waiting
that
on
makes
him to get
sense.
drafted.
Oh,
he's
that's
been,
fine.
he's
They
been
bought
top
in.
5 available for like.
Are they
No, you're
replacing
right.
Von Bell?
No.
Von Bell.
Another
Oh,
guy,
you-
Jersey Bates.
Yeah, no, Shane's right. I had Hill going to the Eagles at like 22 or something. I totally forgot
he's been
about him
up
being
there.
out
He's
there.
been top. He's been best available for a minute.
That's a good pick. Yeah.
But
Who's your big winner of the draft, Jeff?
Saints.
I don't know the Jets.
Oh, no, it's the
maybe.
Jets. It's
Yeah,
not
okay.
even
I was
close.
gonna say, like, I thought that
They got Jermaine
The
Johnson.
Saints had a good draft. They
Wilson.
just
Yeah, they got
Jets.
Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, and Sauce Gardner, bro. They won the
Yeah.
first round
I'm
100%.
telling you, the Saints had me nervous. I just knew when they traded up, they were going for a quarterback. I was.
I got scared when they did too because I
I
had
was ready
Pickett
to
and I
switch
didn't
teams.
think that it would be Pickett.
I think
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Oh, when they traded up, they're going to get a quarterback," and they traded
No,
up Chris Olave, and they still got their tackles. Or
Like,
their
I'm not
offensive
even
line.
being I'm not even being funny. Only a couple teams screwed up the first round. I'm not
Vikings.
even
Who are those
Yeah,
couple?
Commanders are one of them.
Who are those couple teams,
The
Jeff?
Cowboys,
I'm not gonna
the
I'm not
Commanders.
gonna go down the road.
Go ahead,
all
Jeff.
of it.
Jeff,
No.
just say it. Just say it. It'll make me feel better.
You guys
I mean, the
definitely did.
the
with
Commanders-
Jahan Dotson.
Commanders,
It's not that they screwed up. They just could have done a whole lot better.
the Commanders, the Patriots, and who else, Jeff? The Patriots
Let's
screwed
see
that up
here.
going to get a guy from Chattanooga.
Warner
Hey,
having
hey,
a
you know what?
goatee is
Hey,
ridiculous.
Giants-
He's
Giants-
five-time Dean.
I
Giants
think
had a
the
good
Giants
draft.
did fine.
The Giants had a
No,
really good
because
draft.
here's the reason why I think
What
that
do y'all
Bill
think- what
Belichick
do y'all
actually
think
had a good
Minnesota goes
draft.
with the last pick.
Okay, let's see what this last pick from
Bill
Minnesota.
Belichick
What do y'all think?
took a guy, Logan Thomas, out of Fresno State, with the 31st or 30th overall pick.
I think
Ended
I
up
think
being a Pro Bowler.
I think Minnesota would have took Hill if he
Bill
dropped-
Belichick
made
doesn't-
one more
You
spot.
think they go quarterback?
Bill
No.
Belichick doesn't have
I think Minnesota goes quarterback, man.
Yeah, but you just drafted Kellen Mond, so you're just gonna flat out admit
Is there
Yeah,
is there a wide receiver worth drafting besides
George
Pickens?
Pickens.
George Pickens?
Nah, this is the Nakobe.
George
This is
Pickens, Sky Moore, or Christian Watson.
This is the Nakobe Dean pick.
Worth drafting, but I don't know.
Dean.
I think this
Yep.
is Nakobe Dean.
I think it
With
is.
having
That makes a lot of
having,
sense, actually.
with
It
having
does.
two receivers, I would go Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
Come
With,
on.
with already having Thielen and Justin Jefferson, like there's receivers worth drafting, but I go
They don't
Nakobe
need no
because
receivers.
they already got two wide receivers.
Nah.
I like
Tonight's only the
more than I
first
like,
round, right?
Yeah, it's only the
Yeah,
first.
that's it.
So once they
This is
pick,
the last pick.
Come on.
Once
Anything
they
but
pick,
corner
get
and
to
receiver.
prepare for future.
No,
draft.
but quietly, I think the Detroit Lions draft could come back to haunt them because they drafted a guy that I don't know if he's good enough, and they drafted a guy that's injured.
You're not big
I
on
mean, that's
Hutchinson?
the Detroit way to
No.
go.
Really?
I'm
right,
not
but I mean that
Hutchinson
we're
either.
talking. You've got two.
First 3 years, he had 4.5 sacks.
Yeah,
Let's just
you got two picks in the top 12, and I think Williams will be fine. But I'm just saying there's the potential that it
But
could
his
be a bad
first year,
draft
he's
for him.
catching passes. In his first year, he's catching passes from Jared Goff. We got to think about that.
Yeah, Jared.
But Amon
First, I
St.
think
Brown was
Jared Goff's
fine.
our quarterback is.
But Amon St.
And-
Brown was fine.
And I'm not trying to. Believe me, I'm not wishing on anybody. I hate injuries in football, but there's a history of guys when they come back. You know, the ACL. A lot of times they have trouble with the other leg. We all know this. Like I'm saying there's the potential that it could be a pitfall. It might be fine. They might both be, what everybody thinks, and they'll be fine.
These Michigan
But-
players gonna suck. Michigan sucks, bro.
Cool.
I'm with that. I know that's why I said I can't say much because every time I say something, it's just because I'm a Ohio State fan. But I don't know. I don't know why Hutchison. I don't know why Hutchison didn't perform for 3 years. That's weird to me.
Yeah, and everybody telling me Ojabo was the reason why he didn't perform. Like, yeah, 4.5 sacks in 3 years, bro, is pretty. Let's blame it on one player here.
No, I will say,
Hey,
like,
if you good, you
again,
gonna
Did
see
he
the
play
field. If you
edge
see the
all
field, you gonna shine.
all of those years?
What else was he supposed to play? Linebacker?
Well, I heard at one point he was a D tackle.
Bro, his soft ass got bullied by Georgia. Let's not.
Hold
Georgia's
on,
pretty
man.
good.
Hold on, but
I
that's
don't
Yeah.
SEC, bro. Don't
Georgia's
talk
pretty good
crazy.
team.
That's
I
the
get
SEC.
that Georgia is pretty good, but my point is when you face the top talent, that's how, like, when you're talking about
That's
first,
how you know. That's how you know where
how
you
do you
at.
perform against the top talent? Because that's where you know, like, where you face NFL wise. And he
But
got
that's
pushed
not
down.
necessarily. But Mo, that's not necessarily true because
What the fuck?
in the NFL, you're the guys beside you also
shit.
help.
Vikings made
You-
their pick.
You know
Who'd
what I'm
they
saying?
pick? Who'd the Vikings pick?
I can't announce
Lewis.
anything.
Lewis
Oh,
Kine.
Kenneth
out of
is eating
Georgia.
7 on the night.
Who?
Oh yes, good pick.
Lewis
I
Kine?
forgot about. Yep. I said they would have took Hill. Sign actually, Kine's a better pick. That's a perfect pick. They wanted the kid from Notre Dame. That's
So
a good
Jeff,
pick.
Jeff, you're saying this is a good pick. Explain
Yes.
yourself.
They needed a safety, and that he's a really good safety, and I think he's undervalued. I think he's better than Hill at safety. I think he could be as good as Hamilton.
In the first round, like, who were they supposed to take? A quarterback?
No, that's a good.
Oh.
They needed that guy. They had to get a safety. I said the first pick. They would have picked Hamilton if he was there.
That's not a bad pick. I mean,
Mm-mm.
if you want a safety, like, you got arguably the second.
We're talking about a 6'2", 199-pound
So
safety
how
that
many
can move.
Georgia
Like that's
defensive players got drafted?
right.
I mean, shit.
So
That's how they won the championship.
Bro, that
They were
Georgia
good.
defense was disgusting when you really think about it.
Oh, I know.
Because
Like, when you talk about draft eligible
That's
players, like, they still have a guy out there in Kobe Dean who we think might have been the best defensive
Play on
player
their
on Georgia's team.
yeah.
He's still out there.
He was a household name.
Davis.
Five
Watt.
Georgia players got drafted in the first round, and Nakobe Dean is still
Off their defense, just off
Yeah.
their defense.
Yeah,
Oh,
alone.
is that the 33rd player taken off the board tomorrow night when we start the second round?
Tampa Bay? Nah. Tampa Bay?
no. They got
Devin White. They don't need
David,
a linebacker.
Levante David, and Devin White. No way.
They don't need a linebacker. Shit,
No,
Minnesota.
yeah.
What does Tampa Bay do with that 33rd pick? Do they trade back or do they take best
They
available
draft.
player or
Minnesota,
biggest need?
Minnesota might take him though.
I feel like Tampa drafts like a running back or something for some reason.
Leonard
Nah,
Fournette.
not a running back.
They got Leonard
Unless
Fournette.
they go get Kenneth Walker,
And-
and they're like, fuck it.
In all seriousness, I had him taking Jahan Dotson. I'm not even joking. That's
Hey,
that's where
so
I had him in my mock.
do we finally get to see the George Pickens? Like,
George Pickens.
get to see George Pickens somewhere?
We will see George Pickens at least some point tomorrow.
That's crazy.
I'm
Oh,
fairly certain about
100%.
that.
Between the second and third round, George Pickens is gone. Like, that's not a conversation.
Georgia had 5 defensive players taken in the first round.
That's
So-
got to be the best ever.
Defense,
That's
it
got to
is.
be the
Most,
best.
yeah, most in one school in first round history.
So, Baseman, what's your biggest surprise
1,
and
13,
disappointment of
22,
this draft?
28, 32.
My biggest surprise
Man.
is Jahan
And Dean didn't
Dotson.
even go.
That's crazy.
You didn't have to go there. But who's your biggest
I mean,
disappointment?
I didn't expect him
Also,
to get picked in
Jahan
the first
Dotson.
round. And the biggest disappointment, I don't know. I think the fact that Nakobe Dean didn't get picked is pretty disappointing for him. And I think there's a couple teams that could have used him.
But what about you? Biggest surprise and biggest disappointment of this first round?
I think we all agree on the biggest surprise, so I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to beat the dead horse.
Hey, was Drew?
I mean, I agree with Bees. Whoa.
You agree with Bees?
Huh?
I said you agree with Bees?
Yeah, so before you cut my mic off, I agree with, but so my biggest disappointment, I don't know, my biggest disappointment, I mean, I guess it would be the New England Patriots pick. Like, what the hell? Like, you gonna get a guard from Chattanooga? Like, there's so many players available that we can't believe haven't been drafted yet. and you go get a guard out of Chattanooga. Like, get the hell out of here, bro. I'm sorry. I just can't agree with that. Like, it's not even about getting a guard. Like, first off, y'all know my sleeper pick as far as the offensive lineman is Dylan Parham. But, like, all these players available, like, you needed a wide receiver because you screwed up on N'Keal Harry and multiple other positions. And the best you get, like, Andrew Booth Jr. hasn't been drafted yet. Like, you could have used a corner over a freaking guard, and you go get, like, no, they suck. Like, the Patriots are the most disappointing as far as, like, I know Washington fans are upset with picking Jahan Dotson, but you go pick a guard out of Chattanooga when there was multiple offensive linemen that were better. There was a tackle better out of Central Michigan. And then when I really get down to it, there were just multiple players better at their position in which you went and got at Chattanooga. Like, Patriots suck. Screw the Patriots. I'm glad they're about to be bad for the next 20 years.
Shane, you with us?
Yeah, y'all had muted me.
Biggest surprise and biggest disappointment?
Biggest surprise. I mean, we all knew this receiver class was loaded, but was Drake London the first receiver taken?
He was, yes.
Mm-hmm. I think that's my biggest surprise. I just think that Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Jameson Williams was a way better than Drake London. That's my biggest surprise. And then I think New England taking a center from Chattanooga was just like what were they doing there? I feel like they had a whole lot more they needed than a center from Chattanooga. So yeah.
Father, biggest surprise, biggest disappointment.
I'll go a general one. Biggest surprise, and when I say surprise, I'm not surprised, but it is a shocker. One quarterback going in the first round of an NFL draft. That was wild, and it's not even a good quarterback. You know what I mean? It's just a quarterback. Kenny Pickett being the first quarterback taken at 20 in an NFL draft is something. The Jets getting it right was great. And disappointment, man. I can't help it, man. The Commanders just dropped the ball. I don't even know what to do. They're really, every team did pretty good, but man, that one is hard to get past.
I agree. Kenneth, Maple Syrup Land representative. Biggest surprise, biggest disappointment of tonight.
I thought the Giants did pretty well. I actually like the Thibodeau, and I like them getting the O-line beefed up a bit. Biggest surprise has to be a guy that doesn't cover the NFL draft at all, going 7 for 7 on prop. That's pretty surprising. And nice. I don't know. Washington, like, I don't want to belabor the point. I mean, we got a couple of guys that clearly got their heads down about it, so definitely them.
Coach.
The biggest surprise, we had 2 wide receivers being moved, AJ Brown and also Hollywood Brown. That was kind of very interesting. You know, generally a lot of players don't get moved on draft day a lot, as far as those counts. But just let you know, the wide receiver market is just it's going bananas with guys that just willing to just get rid of these guys that's on the verge of their contracts. So that's another thing too, where and it bleeds to my other point here, where you're looking at, we might have a potential situation down the road with our wide out with Terry potentially. So you look at that, then you're looking at you get a guy like a Dotson, which is kind of interesting. Like you said, that was a disappointing move for me as well too. Just considering the fact that we moved down to get that, which I'm just like. But hopefully tomorrow will be a better day for us. We got second and third from New Orleans, so hopefully.
But Coach, about the wide receivers, like, one thing I keep thinking of is, would we call it a copycat league, or teams learn from their mistakes. Would you attribute it to, like, you got a couple things that happened last year? Jones goes to Tennessee. That didn't work out. They didn't become, the 88 49ers. And then you have a rookie go to Cincinnati and carry them to a Super Bowl. Does that affect these teams being like the value at wide receiver is youth in that rookie contract or maybe the second contract as opposed to an AJ Brown who might have hit the wall? Sort of like the running back became like it's down to like a 5-year window as a wide receiver. Is it a value thing? I'm just guessing.
You think about it's almost how we used to think about the quarterbacks, where hey, you want to get a quarterback before they get their second deal. You want to build around a rookie quarterback while he's cheap. The same thing go for the wide receiver position, where even though you'd be hard pressed to get a guy like a Jamar Chase who's going to be an All-Pro and did what he did, but NFL teams, just like everything, like we always talk about this, Jeff. Everybody always want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah,
simplicity is thrown out the window when it comes to these type of things, and it's a dime a dozen to get a wide receiver of that nature.
And that's what I'm saying. I genuinely mean it. You guys are in better shape with a guy like Dotson than the Dolphins are overpaying with an older version of Dotson. I mean, that's just the truth. Like when it comes to salary in a salary cap league, that Tyreek Hill contract is going to bury the Dolphins in a year and a half. As to where a rookie contract doesn't. It's just the truth. Rob, I know you hate to pick. I know you hate to pick. I'm not talking about the pick. I'm talking about when next year starts and you look at your salary cap numbers and you look at the performance at the end of the year, Dotson will be closer to Hill than you think, and Hill will be one of the highest paid players in the NFL. That's what I'm talking
about. Salary cap numbers. We're paying $28.3 million for Carson Wentz.
But we're not talking about Carson Wentz, Rob.
But that's a good number for a quarterback.
But anyone paying a skill position player more than $20 million a year, I mean,
thank you.
It's a blessing in disguise for the Titans that they did not give AJ Brown, who is injury riddled,
that's what
4 years, $100 million. Like if you go out tomorrow and you get a couple wide receivers, they already brought in Robert Woods. I mean, let's see what happens. Like why are you going to pay the guy if you know that he's going to want money? Ditch him now.
Woods is good.
Like,
yes, he's really good.
Yeah, like I don't know. I that's why I liked the Chiefs giving up Hill, because once Kirk said the market,
I totally agree.
Ron Rivera could have gone so many different routes.
But Rob, that's not what I was talking about. Don't get distracted. I'm talking about next year when the season starts, comparing the two contracts and the two receivers. Yes, that was a terrible pick. We were trying not to belabor it.
Yeah, we know that it's bad.
But what I'm saying is the Tyreek Hill trade is much worse. Much worse. The Dolphins have had a worse offseason than Washington.
Like everyone will point to it. Kirk set the market, and then all these other teams had to overpay. But we saw it a number of years ago with the running backs and how poorly it worked out for them. It's going to be the same thing with wide receivers.
It's absolutely.
It's absolutely going to be the same.
But we know what Tyreek Hill is, though.
Yeah, but is he worth $30 million a year?
Nope.
I don't think any wide receiver is worth $30 million a year, because the other thing that you have to look at with Kansas City, with everything that they're paying Mahomes, with Jones, with Kelsey, and then with Hill, they would have no room to even go and improve other aspects of the roster, which clearly wasn't good enough to get it done. So
for an aging wide receiver, this isn't a third-year guy. This is a guy that's on the way down. Like, it's just the way the league works.
How old is Tyreek Hill? 28?
He's probably not. I think he's like a 7 or 8 year player. Like, he's been around longer than it seems.
Can we please not call Tyreek Hill an aging player at 28? Because I'm 29.
I'm 46.
He's aging. He's aging in a sense of by the time that contract is up.
You're right. No,
in a year and a half.
This year it's probably going to look great.
A year and a half, Tyreek Hill is going to be
how good it is.
Yep.
If the Dolphins had somebody better than Tua at quarterback, I think that Tyreek Hill trade makes them Super Bowl contenders. But
they don't.
So I just got a notification from my Apple Watch that I am at 128 beats per minute in the last 20 minutes that I've been sitting here at my computer.
You're hyperventilating.
So Ron Rivera, I hope you're happy about that. Ron Rivera, I hope you're happy about that.
Ron Rivera tried to kill
at 120 beats per minute over you drafting Deshaun Watson or Dahan Johnson, whatever you want to call him at this point in your life after trading down.
Hey, but the good news is if you guys play Iowa, you got their number.
You're right. You're right. If we can somehow manage Iowa on this schedule, we'll be solid.
You guys would be.
If we can schedule Iowa in the regular season and somehow get them in the Big Ten championship game, bro, we're playing Ohio State bar none. Like
you guys are top 3 Big Ten, no doubt.
Exactly.
Listen, another good thing for you guys is your division always sucks anyway. So like you guys still have a chance to even win the division.
Hey, you just won the division a couple years ago. You're fine. You're fine.
So with that being said, Kenneth, thank you so much. Our Maple Syrup Land representative. I thank you.
Our
so
draft
much for coming
genius.
On.
He's a draft genius now.
You know, as much as I make fun of you for being from Canada, it's always a pleasure having you on. Podfather, thank you so much for coming on, being
as
on the
always,
whole
man.
time.
My pleasure.
Beesman, thank you for coming on after the Steelers draft.
Yeah, it's good to meet you,
Beesman. Your take.
It was good. I knew I needed to get in here and be able to talk to everybody at least once.
And that's the biggest thing about this draft coverage is really the only time that all of us as a network can really get together and really plan on being together. So the 3 of you, I thank you so much for being on. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Again, obviously, Mo, who had to dip out a little bit early, thank you for coming on. Thad, thank you for coming on. Everybody else who came on, everybody who commented. Prez, I know you're doing your day job right now. Thank you so much for commenting. Obviously supporting Prez. We couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. Kenneth, Jeff, Beast, thank you so much for coming on. I'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
Thanks for hosting, brother.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yo.
How are we feeling right now? Because I needed it. I needed it just to be me and you for a minute.
Yeah.
How are we feeling right now?
I mean, it's like an incomplete grade. It's like because I knew a little bit about Dawson, but not too much. I mean, I'm not really the biggest college football guy, but I'm hoping that this lands, that we can, get this pick potentially. I mean, that this can work out for us. But a part of me is like, I understand the fact of them trading down to get the value for tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow picks will pan out and make it a lot, make this situation a lot easier. Like you said, we look at the first round pick, it's a guy that you think automatic starter. Like he has to start on this team. He is like, regardless of wherever you get him in the first round, he needs to be a starter for your team day one. Should be your plug and play guy going forward. So hopefully, Dawson could be that one because just like what JP Finley said, it reminded me of the other Dawson from TCU, that wide receiver. And I think we had him at 22nd. So it's eerily similar. So it's kind of one of those where it's like, I think that's the psychology behind that. You think to yourself, oh, in the same name. I almost feel like the Detroit Lions when they kept on getting those wide receivers back-to-back years, and
and they kept,
that's how I feel.
Taking whatever Williams.
Yep.
Whatever Williams was that wide receiver that year.
Yep.
So I'm looking at we took Josh Doctson out of TCU, 22nd overall. We actually traded one back with Houston, and Houston took Will Fuller.
Exactly.
So that Josh Doctson, the pick in and of itself wouldn't bother me so much.
And we traded back.
It wasn't for the fact that we traded back.
Eerily similar. That's what's the issue. Is that because it's like deja vu all over again. It's really
who was taken in the 3rd round that year that we took Josh Doctson?
In
taken 3rd round, 69th overall by the Jaguars, Yannick Ngakoue. So
How they be?
I don't know.
So
The thing about the draft is it's not an exact science.
Yep.
So it could pan out. He could
Yeah,
be, like the two Penn State wide receivers that, preceded him when in Goodwin and I'm trying to think of the other one.
the dude from Denver. Oh shoot, what's his name? Oh shoot, I
Sutton?
can't. Yeah,
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. Yeah,
It could end up being in that type of situation, but honestly, obviously time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll have to see in 3-4 years. But I look forward to talking to you about it more in depth later on this week, whether it be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You let me know. I'm available whenever.
I seen you something in the morning. As far as the availability,
Yep. Just let me know.
Will do.
That being said, Coach, I'm sorry for the way this draft, in my eyes, where Ron Rivera is 1 for 3 right now. Drafted Chase Young, second overall in 2020. Took Jamin Davis last year.
Yeah. Yep.
Took Jahan Dotson this year.
Yeah.
So far as I'm concerned, Ron Rivera is 1 for 3. I'm ready to move on, but again, time will tell.
Time will definitely tell. Yep.
Time will tell. I look forward to seeing what you think later on this week in our first official or second official Washington Commanders podcast.
Yep.
So just hit me up. Let me know whenever.
Will do.
Let the people know where they can find you at.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, under Couch Coach Live, and check out the podcast anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and we're there.
Y'all already know where you can find me, FNC Pod on Twitter, Football and Show Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Like we've been saying this entire night, me and Coach will be back later on this week. Whether it be tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we'll work out the details.
Yeah.
In the next couple of months, I will be a lot less busy with my day job, the job that actually pays me. So we'll definitely get heavier into Washington Commanders football and leading up to the regular season. Coach, thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you later on this weekend.
Always a pleasure.
Yep.
All right,
Couch Coach. I'm Cruz FNC Pod. We will catch you guys later on this weekend.
Yeah.